I
mean, you can hurt the duck hunt dog now. He's been being 2 smashes soon.
Oh, that's right. I saw that. What was something else Goofy was just added too, wasn't it?
Piranha Plant.
Oh, the plant.
My 2 favorite Nintendo characters are in there now.
Of course, after I saw the plant, like everyone uploading the plant, there was just like just an avalanche of like Waluigi memes on Reddit.
Yeah. Put an extra sting on those Waluigi.
Yeah. Him crying, like, it was really funny. All right, are we ready to rock?
Let's go.
All right, I'll take everyone's silence as a yes.
I wasn't silent.
Well, true. Just everyone but Justin. I'll take.
else.
Well, I meant like I'll take Justin. You affirmative. You were like answered in the affirmative, so I just took that as your answer, and then everyone else was silent, and so yes. Oh, okay, cool, perfect. Okay, so who'd like to give the recap for last week's adventures? Since Ivaris has done it like 54 times in a row, would someone else like to give it a whirl?
Bungo's is pretty short. I fell asleep.
Bungo's is also typically laden with I'm not gonna say half truths about the feats of Bungo, but you know. And then Bungo single-handedly slain the dragon while everyone was watching him, and then all the pretty girls were dangling all over him, and then stuff like that. Dangle. Oh yeah. Well, they're
really short,
very small.
Really
yes, very
floppy
small.
girls.
Pretty girls. Everyone knows that the prettiest girls are the smallest. I mean, that's just how it works. Okay, so anyone? Justin has a reprieve for this week.
Nailed it.
I wasn't really paying attention all that well last week,
Okay,
I'll be honest.
great. All right. So, and Lina was falling asleep. So, Ivaris, you want to give it again? You know what? It's just so hard because you do it so well. You like just set the bar so high that
He is the historian.
that is also true. I did give you that +1 history
My
book that comes with
character is the historian.
the +1 history book comes with an obligation. Sorry, you didn't read the fine print.
Excuse me, I don't know how to read.
So he only gets the +1 if he reads the intro.
Yeah, that's actually the fine print. Is that if you read the intro that day, then you get a +1 on for history checks for that day.
So last week we had a chance to examine the body for clues, and also met the captain and were given jobs by the captain that needed to be done. He took a pretty hands-off approach to assigning the jobs out and just kind of said, these are the things that have to get done. Somebody needs to do them. Don't everybody try to do the good stuff. Somebody's got to do the shit jobs. And so he said, you need to do this investigation and figure out who the culprit is by the time we get to the port of Curitiba, or he's going to turn us over to the authorities in Curitiba as murderers and hold us responsible. So we took a little time to examine the body and do some jobs around the ship, like fishing, cooking, stable mucking, napping, and
Rowing really, really well.
and rowing. Yeah, the rowing was pretty good, and the cooking was also pretty good.
The
Okay.
rowing was good despite Sizzler's best efforts, actually.
Yeah. What we found when we investigated the body was that it looked like the crew member Nag, who had been murdered, was hit with a blunt instrument twice, and it potentially happened somewhere near that staircase. It was possibly dragged up to the top deck, and really about all the information that we were able to glean off of it last week. We didn't get too much. We talked to some people on the ship. He kind of was all up in everybody's shit with his stand-up comedy, so nobody was particularly surprised somebody killed him, but they didn't really have any strong opinions on who it might have been because he's kind of ticked off everybody at least once or twice with some of his jokes. So that's pretty much where we're at now.
Thank you for your summary. Okay, so as I believe where we left off was that Ivaris, you had taken your long rest, but you just need to meditate for 4 hours, and then so for the first portion of the evening you were in the room, right, actually meditating, and then the second half of the evening you were on deck 2, correct?
I was kind of walking around the ship. Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
I came up to the forecastle to watch the sunrise.
Got it. Okay. And then Sizzler, you did your Modron sentry thing down on the lower deck, in the hold rather. And let's see. Alden, you went back to your quarters.
I slept like a normal humanoid.
Okay. Malira went back to her, or stayed in her quarters. Lina, you were in. Essentially, you're the only one in your quarters, along with Oisin, and Bungo somehow disappeared right in front of the captain's own eyes, and you're in the small boat, right?
Bungo.
Okay, so all right. So the evening otherwise passes without any events to your knowledge. You have the opportunity to all take the benefits of a long rest if necessary. If you had some spells that you had expended or health that you had lost for some reason, I don't think anyone did. But it is officially your second full day, I believe, on the voyage. Is that correct? Is it the second or the third full day? I think it's the second, yeah. It's the second full day on the voyage. And what would you guys like to do? You wake up. Whenever you wake up, Ivaris, the sun rises. Again, none of you notice any.
How many days
of
is
it.
this voyage?
I think that we said that the voyage was between what
7 and
7
10
and
days.
7 to 10
depending on
days,
the
right?
wind.
Depending on the wind and like how well,
Rowing speed.
the rowing speed is and things of that nature. If you guys like fail a bunch of rowing checks in a row, it might be a little bit longer.
Man, we don't have any strength. That's all.
I mean, I don't know. You should just Sizzler. I mean, totally crushed his rowing check. It was the bell of the rowing ball. So you all hear sort of the hustle and bustle as the crew members start to sort of rumble awake and they're lifting the anchor and starting to move around at first light, each sort of doing the tasks that they're generally assigned on the boat. You hear the captain sort of rumbling around, mumbling a bit, directing people here and there. People are starting to wake up and take their positions on the ship.
Lina's gonna wake up and drink the potion.
All right. I like it. How many more is that for you? How many do you have left after that day? 6?
6.
So does anyone want to do anything specific prior to the official start of the workday?
Trying to switch out one of my spells, but I'm having trouble figuring out how to delete my.
What do you mean?
You don't actually need to delete the spell. Yeah. There's some dots next to them on the sheet, and you should be able to just click the dot to fill it in to show that it's.
Yeah, and I'm not super strict. I'm not super strict on that. As long as you're, just be honest with whatever you pick, and then that's fine. You can leave it on.
Note it.
Okay, sure.
All right, that's good enough for me.
Okay.
I did it.
There you go. Okay, so Lina, was there? Sorry, did anyone else say that there was anything they wanted to do before the
I'm gonna pop into this room and order that Roberto eat the dog manure or horse manure as part of my work for the day.
Okay, so you direct Roberto to essentially do your work for the day.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Now I'll head out.
Is there some sort of a Roberto efficiency roll that we can do? Let's see.
For consuming horse manure?
Yeah, for working diligently. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know.
D100, it's this efficiency percentage.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Roll a D100. That's fun.
Okay.
Just for the quality of the job that Roberto does. Your job will be covered, but let's see what kind of quality work he does. Oh my God, Roberto is incredible. He takes it to heart what you instructed him to do.
Really licks those floorboards.
Yeah, and he does it. You could eat off of those floorboards after you're done.
Talk about a well-built machine.
All right, that's fantastic. Yeah, so Roberto does an incredible job. That sort of, he is the equivalent of Sizzler's rowing capability. It's just
that machine does 2 things: kills communists and eats horse shit. Yeah, he's all out of communists.
Yeah, incredible efficiency coming out of your machinations, Sizzler. All right, Lina, what are you going to do?
So we're supposed to be doing 2 jobs a day?
1 is what's required.
You can do 2, though.
Correct. You can do 2 in each of the, you could do 1 in each shift if you would like.
Or you could bungo it and do 0.
So there's fishing, there's rowing.
Yeah, I think there should be a job.
There's a
job tab.
Yeah, you got cooking, fishing, lookout, sounding, rowing, and stable.
Lina will go on lookout.
Okay.
Now that the light's a little bit better, I'd like to check around this staircase area and see if there's anything that I wasn't able to see the previous.
Okay, that's in lieu of taking a first round?
Yeah, I'm gonna investigate the main deck.
Okay. Alden, what are you gonna do in your first round?
I'm gonna go get breakfast.
Okay,
Big
fair.
day ahead. Woo!
And Bungo.
Yes.
What would you like to do for round 1 of jobs?
I'd like to regale the crew.
Okay.
Wait, sorry, I'm gonna cook breakfast.
Oh, okay. In what sense, Bungo?
I would like to
Can you be a little more descriptive, please?
I'd like to entertain them with the deeds of Bungo, the
So,
history and lore behind such a magnificent hero.
all right. So, is there a specific place that you'd like to be doing that? Because the crew's sort of spread out, and they sort of fill in for the jobs that you guys don't pick on shifts.
Well, I
So,
figure once I start telling at least one of them, the rest would gather. So it doesn't really matter to me. I
well,
think.
do you want to go? Do you want to go down to like the rowing room and like? No, that might be a little too boisterous for Bungo's tales.
I mean, maybe up on the deck.
Yeah, the captain's right there. You could certainly harass him. I mean, explain your tales to him.
They were on a weeks-long journey. Any break from the idolatry of their life, I imagine, would be welcomed, especially with such a magnificent and true telling of the magnificence that is Bungo.
All right, so let's start there. That sounds like a great place to start. So let's roll. I don't know, some sort of charisma check.
How about history? Because I'm really giving it the
Nope.
history.
What history check?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because he's
no,
telling
it's
his history.
I'm giving you the history.
Oh, I think it's probably charisma though. You're trying to, like convince them more or less that you did these good deeds that you may or may not have done.
Well, I don't have to convince them. The deeds speak for themselves. There's
Are the deeds real? I think is a question that I have. Are they actually
Yes.
deeds that you did? And is it an actual depiction, real world depiction of the deeds that occurred, or is it like Bungo's embellishing?
I mean, there might be slight.
Okay, all right, then you need to roll charisma
for narrative benefit.
Sure,
like
right.
translation from a book to a movie. You just
I see.
help
Right.
insert some things, but
Okay.
everything that I'm saying is 100% accurate.
All right, I got it. So definitely charisma then.
All right. What do you want?
I'll let you decide the charisma roll. There you go. Perfect. Yeah. See, you're fine. I don't know what you're even debating about. Look at that. Okay. Yeah. So the captain seems the captain's right there, and there's a few people sort of on that upper deck milling back and forth, and they seem to be particularly taken with your stories. The captain, so much so that he sort of overlooks the fact that he hasn't seen you do any task yet.
I mean, he's barely seen me, period. So
right, exactly. So he hasn't seen you do any of the tasks that he asked you to do, and he seems, nonetheless, he seems that your stories are sort of keeping him entertained, and he says like, "Oh, you don't seem too bad."
that's a start.
It's the highest praise from the captain. Okay, who's next?
Sizzler will go.
All right, what do you want to do, Sizzler?
I wanna pop on the rowing deck and see if Halrax is there.
Yeah, Halrax is definitely on 9. That's like that's sort of where you'll find her. Pretty much both. It would be strange not to see her there both shifts. She definitely is in charge of making sure that the boat's going sort of at speed and in the right direction, and everyone is working hard and rowing.
Excuse me, Mrs. Halrax, can I have a word?
There's just like drums beating in the background. She was like,
Sarah from the other room said, "Yes, you may."
Yeah. And she just sort of like growls at you a little bit, like, "I'm a little busy." Like privately, or?
Yes, I think that's probably best.
Now's not the best time.
Well, publicly it is.
She like, as she says now's not the best time, she whips like someone who's being lazy. Get back to work, you scrub.
Well, public it is.
She's like, all right, we'll make it fast.
Oh, I have a question. How, you were the first person to find Nag's body, yeah?
She whips someone else. Back to work, she says. Yeah, I found Nike's body.
How did he come to be murdered? How did it look like that he was killed?
I mean, he looked like he was hit to death, like smashed. His skull was like smashed. Wasn't pretty. She whipped someone else. Faster!
Was the back of his skull crushed or the front?
I mean, I didn't look at his face. He was just like laying face down. It looked like the back.
So whoever killed him must have been a coward hitting him from behind, yeah?
She shrugs. She was like, I don't know who it was, but I mean, I don't know. Orcs sort of do what they want to do. She whips someone else. Lazy orcs!
Is there no honor among orcs that you would fight a man face to face?
She laughs like, you've never run into orcs before, have you? And she like finger guns you.
Finger guns?
Finger hand crossbow.
Oh, do you have any suspicions of your own?
She pats you on the shoulder like way too hard for your body, and she's like, you, my friend, need to spend more time around orcs.
Well, speaking of orcs, that human woman in that room over there, Melira, she told me that she's not a huge fan of orcs.
Super racist.
And she like sort of takes it in stride. The reaction on her face, like really just like it doesn't. She seems sort of like nonplussed by it, and she's like, "Not many people do."
I have a sneaking suspicion she might have been the murderer.
Halrex is like, "Okay, well, it's either you or her." So
me,
baseless accusations begin.
I mean, you get the idea that she meant like you plural.
The royal use guys.
Yuns.
Yeah, sure.
Well, you don't think it could have
She's
been
from
any of the
Pennsylvania.
crew?
She
just said that it probably was an orc.
She gives you the same sort of song and dance about how like typically when an orc kills an orc, it's like a brawling affair.
That's literally the opposite of what you just said.
What?
She had just told me that orcs are perfectly fine with sneaking up
Yeah,
on
sure.
somebody.
But in her, I'll say like she gives you sort of the same song and dance that Blood Tusk did generally though. That like typically on the boat, right? Orcs live by orc rules, which are non-existent, and particularly out sort of on the seas. But she gives you sort of the same song and dance that Blood Tusk did with regard to like when murders happen. Yeah, the captain. When murders happen on the boat, when murders have happened on the boat in the past, and they have, it was more like of a brawl, and it's typically like over something. So they are not. It's like fairly brutal and knowable. The reasons and the sort of ins and outs are more evident. That's not to say that they're not capable of sort of stealthier tactics or what have you, but typically on the boat, at least, which she has been on for quite some time, when murders do occur, they're fairly public.
Okay, I'll offer her my fish, which I still have.
Didn't you give it to someone else?
No, that she didn't take it.
Oh, okay. She like has a whip in one hand.
It's probably
like,
dead by now, right?
Yeah, I would imagine so. She has a whip in one hand and like she holds out her other hand and says like, "Thank you."
Or welcome. And I'll whistle and make my merry way to the next deck.
Okay. All right, so we are at what, Lina or Ivaris, or yeah, well, we could just go up the boat. So we'll go to Alden next.
Yeah. Is my good friend Goshnak in the kitchen again?
He is indeed. Goshnak is in the kitchen. He says, "Good morning."
Good morning, Goshnock. Did you have a lovely sleep?
He's like, well, I wouldn't call it lovely, but I'm alive.
Well, that's great to hear. I'm glad you're alive. Now let's whip up a great breakfast.
He has like it's like, okay. I mean, I'll give it my best.
Gosh, knocking Alden in the morning.
Yeah, basically. It's like, is this gonna be like a thing where like you and I, every day, every meal?
Day lemon bars.
I'll cook with
Okay.
you as long as you want me here, Goshnock.
Oh, great.
You and me, we're going to be best pals.
Oh, I've never had a best friend. I'm excited.
I'm so glad.
Okay, what did I have you roll last time for your food?
I'm looking at my rolls.
Think
I
it
don't
was
think it was
intelligence.
perception.
Cooking is intelligence. Yeah, cooking is intelligence. Yep.
I like to think that it takes a lot of wisdom to cook. A lot of experience.
I might not disagree, but cooking is most certainly intelligence.
All right, let me get my character sheet in this other window. There we go. All right, here we go.
My gosh, snuck in.
All right, so your
Pretty
meals.
decent.
Yeah, your meal seems successful. You and Goshnock are cooking and chatting about what you make. What are you making for breakfast?
What do we got in here?
I mean, you have all kinds of like general provisions. It can't be anything. Well, you made a stew last time, so it can't be anything like too specific that you wouldn't necessarily, have on a boat. You probably have like crackers and some bread and different meats and eggs.
Let's get some. We're gonna get some eggs in there.
Okay.
Some nice, maybe like some biscuits and gravy. We're gonna put that in there.
Okay, fair.
Let's see here. Some nice, maybe some nice. We got like bacon. We'll put some bacon in there.
All right, that works.
Just a nice simple breakfast. Something
all right,
like
so
that. We'll just
great.
We'll stick with that.
Okay, yeah, no, Goshnock's into it. So you guys chit chat while you're whipping up some breakfast, and Goshnock's sort of doing his best as he was before. You sort of point out like, hey, let's cook this today, and Goshnock's like, all right, let's do it, and you guys sort of pump it out to the best of your ability. And
Nice.
it seems like a reasonably good meal.
Nice.
Everyone seems fairly content. They're grabbing. It's being taken to the kitchen, and people are grabbing plates of it here and there, and it seems to be a successful work half a day for you.
Nice.
Is there anything that you want to ask Goshnock specifically while you're working with him?
You know what? I think in the morning I just want to have a good time with my friend. We're just going to keep it simple. But after I help him clean, I will go eat my lovely meal.
Okay. All right, Lina or Ivaris, who would like to go next?
Go ahead, Lina.
I'm on lookout. I'm looking at things out far away.
Okay, so for lookout,
Things.
So lookout is the crow's nest. You're on sounding, which is the deck version of crow's nest. Which of those two did you want?
I'll go in the crow's nest.
Okay, so you need to make a some sort of a climbing check.
Athletics or acrobatics.
Oof.
I'd like to laugh at Lina.
Okay, yep. Your laugh is successful.
I feel like your link is very accurate to what is happening there.
So Lina, you do not make it to the crow's nest. In fact, you how have you ever seen like a child try to climb up one of those like kiddie net things that have they're like squares, they're like successive squares, and you have to like put your foot in the right place, and they sort of shake a little bit. You keep trying to do that on the net, except for your foot keeps like falling through, and the captain and Bungo and like the small group that's gathered around Bungo as he's telling stories are laughing at you. They're saying, "That's the same one who can't fish, right?" Like all the crew is like,
Can I attempt to cartwheel up the mast?
Absolutely.
This is how it's done. Watch the Great Bungo. 14th mast.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's not like the best cartwheel you've ever done, but you make it up the mast, and then you hear people like ooh, and there's like some not like loud, but it's not raucous clapping, but it's like some golf claps. You get a couple golf claps from the crowd.
And I'll slide back down and get back to the deck chair that I somehow found.
Okay, so Captain Bloodtusk is like, no, that's how it's done.
Why don't you give it a try now?
Yeah. No, I think Bungo should do it. And then Lina walks off and goes to get some booze.
So as Lina starts to walk off, the captain's like, so what job haven't you screwed up yet?
Oh, good one. High five to the captain.
All right, high five successful.
Does he yell that?
Yes.
Do I hear it?
Yeah, oh yeah, you definitely hear it.
She hasn't let any of our group get murdered on her watch.
The captain just doesn't respond. He's too busy looking at Bungo in his deck chair.
I just talk over Ivaris.
You hear some minor grumbling from the crowd.
It was the worst vacation ever.
I don't know. This is great. I mean, I'm on a deck chair, hanging out with the captain, sleeping all day. Pretty sweet.
So after Ivaris says that, the captain shouts again. He's like, "Lina, can I talk to you?" And he starts walking toward you, Lina.
I don't know how to talk. I can't do anything.
The captain sort of the captain sort of is like following you while you're dancing around the boat, whatever you're doing.
Okay. Yo, what's up?
So he's sort of like, you go into he like opens the door to room 3 and like sort of invites you in. All right, so he closes the door and he's just like, "Look, maybe I was a little too harsh. Ivaris is sort of right. Nag did get murdered, and it's sort of my fault. If you'd like to try fishing again, you can do
that. No, I'll just chill for the day.
All right, well, don't forget the rules." And he opens the door back up. And he goes back to deck 1. All right, Ivaris, you're next.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to investigate the main deck for anything that I wasn't able to find in the evening.
Sure, give me an investigation roll. Okay, so you don't see much more than you saw the night before. You're mostly, I guess, checking under the staircase that you did before, and sort of the area around that, trying to, I suppose, find the if there are any other additional like flecks of blood or trails or any clues around that area that could give you some insight into maybe a little more of what happened that evening. But you don't find very much. It seems like with the passing of a day or two at this point, the trails sort of any clues or blood trails, etc., that were there have sort of been washed away by the sort of hustle and bustle of the crew. Whatever the spray of the ocean as you sort of are cruising along. You don't seem to really find anything specific. Anything else?
Sizzler.
Oh, what's up?
this damn stomach of mine is giving me fits, and I can't really seem to focus. But I don't think Nag was killed on the upper deck. I think he was killed on the main deck, so it might be a good idea to look around for anything. I just can't really focus with the rolling of the boat.
So you're saying it wasn't an upper decker?
I really wish that we had gotten those schematics for sea legs, but I'll take a poke around while we're waiting for those. I'll investigate this room.
The deck area, the main deck area.
Deck area.
Sure. Okay, so yeah, you do a pretty decent investigation. Are you checking sort of the same area that Ivaris did? Are you looking? Okay, yeah. So you similarly you you garner. Were you with Ivaris before or did you somehow relay to him like exactly what you found? I can't recall.
No.
Or for story purposes, are we just going to say yes?
I mean, I could have literally just told him during that
Sure. Yeah,
conversation.
no, that's fine. I just wasn't sure. Okay, so yeah, you you sort of pick up where Ivaris left off. He's not feeling well. Maybe he's sitting down or something, and so you're poking around as well, looking for additional like trails or like flecks of blood or sort of any sort of other evidence that would indicate what happened. But again, just sort of the the time that has passed and maybe the sun beating down on the deck and some of the spray from the ocean and just the sort of the the boots grinding against the ground. You just don't necessarily see any additional blood flecks or drag marks or anything like that beyond what Ivaris had already found. And any sort of, you imagine that any weapon or any other sort of physical evidence was sort of picked up or passed by and by the crew in the time in the over 24-hour time period that has passed since the murder.
Okay. Can I go in 3? Is that open?
No, 3's locked.
Can I try to pick the lock?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can't seem to manage to get into this lock. It's like, even though it looks like a normal lock, it seems to be the most complicated lock in history.
Shucks.
Lock status. It's complicated.
Yeah, basically.
Only you knew.
I'll shout up to the deck. Hey, Bungo!
Yes.
I
Bungo
really
here?
suck at trying to unlock this thing. Want to give it a whirl?
And
What
you hear
thing?
the captain. You hear the Bungo and the captain in unison both go, "What thing?"
We'll see. Come down.
I'm sorry.
Sounds like
Did you just say come? Are you trying to pick the lock to my room?
Nope, definitely not.
Because that's what's like literally directly below where I'm standing here with Bungo, like over watching.
I'm trying to unlock my belt and it's stuck. I need Bungo's help.
Oh, well, come here.
I would have said key to my heart.
Yeah, come on up here. I'll help too.
No, it's too windy up there. I might blow away. I'm pretty light.
Good thing you have wings.
Rip.
No, they don't work.
Rip.
So,
The captain just says, all right, because we've had theft issues before, so I just wanted to make sure that maybe you weren't trying to pick the lock to my room or anything.
well, I'll be down in a minute. I wanted to propose something to you, Captain.
Captain turns to look at you.
How would you like to become 20 coins richer? Gold coin.
He's like, all right, always interested in deals.
Have you ever heard of marketing or advertising?
He says, I'm sorry, what?
Yes. It's this new wave. You see, my group and I are adventurers, as you know, as you've heard. All true stories, by the way. And we need some help spreading the word of our great deeds. And I was hoping that for, let's say, 20 gold pieces, you'd help me advertise on.
So what, the Batman? You want me to advertise the Batman? The potential murderers, the Batman?
No, I've never heard of this Batman group. I was thinking
he like
more
pulls
just
the
like,
out of his pocket. He like pulls the manifest with like the tickets and everything in it. And he's like, I don't know, because Orlando said that passage for the Batman.
I just don't see my name on there. That's weird.
Nope, your name's definitely right here. And he like points to it. It says Bungo in like real big like letters. It looks like someone drew it on with a crown.
And there's my name, but yeah, I don't know this Batman group. Anyway, so what I'd like to do is, this is a wood boat, so lightly carve my visage on the side of the boat.
I mean, you're gonna do that like while the boat's moving?
Yeah. Totally.
So let me get this straight. You're gonna pay me 20 gold coins so that you can get down like on the side of the boat with like some ropes or something and carve your face into it?
That's the gist.
He's like, yeah, you can definitely do that. And he holds his hand out.
Okay, one last caveat. Because I'm paying you this extra money. It's gonna take some time. I need to be excused from the extra labor. I mean, I am kind of a commercial client now.
So he says, all right, 25 gold coins and you're excused from labor for the rest of the trip.
25. Wow, that's certainly generous, and I appreciate the counter. How about 20? Yeah, okay, 25. You did. Sure.
He smiles really, really big and like it holds his hand out further.
All right, I'll give him a sack of gold coins.
All right, he's super psyched. He like throws it. He like ties it onto his belt real fast, and he's like puts his shirt down over it so no one can see it. And he's like, "All right, go for it. Don't damage the boat though. That could cause some real issues."
Are not they're right about you. You're a gentleman, a fine-looking specimen, and smart as well. I hope the crew knows what kind of man they're dealing with.
I think they know well.
And now
he's beaming. He's super psyched.
All right, I'll go down to the Sizzler. Yes, Sizzler.
So, Bungo, I couldn't pick the lock to the captain's room. Could you give it a whirl?
Can I throw my pick from here into the lock and unlock it from 10 feet away?
I mean, you could certainly try.
I would like to try.
All right. Let's see that thieves tool roll. No. You throw your pick against the door. It just clatters against the door and hits the ground.
There.
If he had gotten a nat 20, would that have done it?
Oh, yeah. If he had gotten a nat 20, I would have let it happen for sure.
Well, how high would have had to roll? Above 20?
Fairly high. I don't think I would have made it exclusively a 20 for it to be successful, but it would have been pretty high. It was high.
Yeah, well, there's some tools. I'm going back upstairs. I was conducting business. Thank you. I leave the thieves' tools there.
Okay.
I already have tools. The tools weren't the problem. It was the execution.
All right, so that sort of wraps up the end of work, the first half of the workday. So you're starting to move into the second half of the workday. So anyone who hasn't done work yet, we'll start with you. So Ivaris, is there anything specific that you would like to do during the second half of the workday?
Yeah, I'll go row.
All right. Sizzler, you accomplished your task. So would you like to work in the second half of the workday?
No.
I'm sorry, what did you say? No?
Correct. I said no.
Okay, that's fair. Lina, you were unsuccessful in your task. Is there anything? In fact, you didn't even make it up to the lookout thing. Is there anything that you would like to do in the second half of the workday?
I'll just look at other things on the boat.
Look at other. I mean, like as a job or like.
Nope. as a hobby, just looking at things.
Okay, so you are, just to be clear, you're blatantly disregarding the rules.
He said I could take the day off.
He definitely didn't say that. I mean, you could argue that with him, but he didn't say that.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so you're going to just look at random things in the boat, okay? Alden, what are you going to do with the second half of your workday?
I'm going to help cook dinner.
All right. It's all about the cook life. I'm into it.
Grinding out my cook skill.
Okay, Bungo, what are you going to do?
I'm going to start. You guys can hear me?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I'm going to start setting out cones.
Setting up cones. Okay, so just for my purposes, really, I don't think the captain cares a whole lot, but I'm sort of just curious for setup's sake. Where exactly do you propose to carve your likeness?
Yeah,
into the side of the boat, right?
Yeah, into the side of the boat.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna be like up on that upper part right there where the cones are, like carving into the side.
Yeah, this is totally like roping it off, making sure hero at work. That type.
Is there gonna be some sort of you're gonna like rig yourself up with like some ropes and whatnot to get down to the side? Okay, cool. All right,
exactly.
I really like. Oh, great! I'm excited. Okay, so let's start with Ivaris. Ivaris, let's get your rolling for your job here. Rowing is a strength check.
I would argue that it's a constitution check because
Okay.
it's not about how hard you row, it's about how long you can row consistently.
Okay, so it's definitely a strength check, but you go for it. All right, you did great. I mean, Howrax seems, again, pleasantly surprised with the performance of the group. I think she's yelling basically at everyone, particularly picking on individuals who seem to be slacking, and you do not garner any negative attention whatsoever. If anything, you receive sort of an offhand compliment. She's like, "Wow, Varus, you're actually a little stronger than you look."
It's my elven build.
Yes, that slender, woman-like build. Very strong.
Yeah.
Very, very strong.
While I'm rowing, I'd like to try to listen out for any, hot goss from the crew.
Hot goss.
Sure, there's really not. There's really not. I mean, similar to what Sizzler experienced the day before, there's not a lot of talking. Howrax runs like a pretty tight rowing session, and they have like drums beating like like a huge drum that like keeps the pace for everyone. Just and she's screaming and whipping people. There's not talking in that regard. Sizzler got away with it a little bit by like whispering in someone's ear ahead of him. But there's not like people generally aren't like chatting it up while this is all going on. Ivaris?
I mean, that's fine. If nothing's going on, then I don't really have anything to react.
Sure. Okay. All right. So I'm going to need you to make a Constitution check. All right. Great. So everything's you do a fantastic job actually. The shift is fairly uneventful. You work hard. You're sweaty, and Howrax again seems pleasantly surprised with the effort that the group is putting in. Alden, it's your turn.
All right.
Let's get your intelligence check.
Oh no.
Oof.
Don't worry.
Oof. All right, so Gashnak.
Lucky only works on rolling ones. No.
So Gashnak is, you're back in the kitchen. Gashnak's like, "Oh, Alden, all right, what are we cooking for dinner?"
Cajun something.
Raging in the Cajun. Let's see.
Raging Cajun Barbarian bites.
Yeah, that sounds good. We're gonna make some crawl. We'll have a nice some potatoes and some carrots and celery, on the side. Keep everybody, nice and healthy. Yeah, let's do this.
All right, so you guys start cooking, and it's just going sort of the way that it typically does when the two of you cook. He's sort of blundering along a little bit, but it seems that he's doing his best, and you sort of think that you're doing your best as well. I mean, unless it feels different for you, but nonetheless, you guys produce a meal, and as usual, it starts getting sent out to the kitchen or sent out to room 4.
Strikes.
Say it again.
I said the disaster strikes.
And it starts getting sent out to room 4, to the dining room.
Great. I'm gonna go I'm gonna help clean up, and then we go to 4.
All right.
As I always.
Okay. Can you make a perception check for me? All right. Looks great. It looks like you did a great job, Alden. You're so excited to eat this meal.
I am.
I am.
I think everybody around me is having a great time. I think it's just like yesterday.
Yep. Everyone's having a great time.
Everybody's being really sarcastic in their praise to me, but I think they're being sincere.
Oof. Okay. Well. All right. So, who is next? Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. All right. What are you gonna do, Sizzler? You're next in line.
I'll tap Lina on the shoulder. Hey, give me some cover. I'm gonna try Bungo's tools. Maybe they're better than mine.
I will give Sizzler some cover.
All right. I'll let you roll stealth with advantage then, Sizzler, because your failed attempt the first time is sort of, and then you're just shouting up to Bungo about picking the lock to the captain's door when he's right there. But if she's gonna give you cover, you can take advantage on stealth.
Stealth?
Yep.
Or
okay, that's good. Yeah, 16 will be okay. You guys can sort of like sneak around and make it so that the captain isn't immediately obvious that you're trying to break into the captain's room again with him in the deck above you.
Yeah, I'm gonna use Bungo's tools.
Okay. All right, you it's not like wildly puzzling this time, but you still can't make it through the locked door.
Damn.
What are you even trying to do, Sizzler?
Let's see what's in this room.
Lina,
I don't entirely trust the captain.
That's fair. He's kind of a jerk.
Lina, you've been in that room, Lina.
Oh yeah, but I didn't look around.
True, you didn't look around.
Unwise.
Not yet, at least.
I'd give you these. Well, here, you can have Bungo's, but I don't know if you know how to use them.
We'll try anyways. Where old is it?
Thieves' tools? Do you have proficiency in thieves' tools?
Nope.
All right. So I guess just roll a 1d20?
Probably like dexterity.
So yeah, it's triggered off a dex roll. Nice.
So 19.
Yeah, sure. So that's fine. Yeah, you just the door Sizzler right in front of you, the door just swings open.
What the hell?
What do you guys even do?
Sizzler, I got it to work.
Well, that's just great.
Here, I give him back Bungo's tools.
I read his diary.
Must be the tools. I'll investigate the room.
Okay. Give me an Oh, okay, you already did. Sure. Lina, are you gonna do it as well? Are you both gonna do it like together? I mean.
Yeah.
Or what are you gonna do? Okay, cool.
Team up.
All right, sounds good. So. Let's see. What exactly is in Rags or in what's his name? Blood Tusk's room.
Isn't it Captain Rag Blood Tusk?
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
So it's Captain Rag, and he's bloody. Wow.
Yeah, he doesn't mess around. Okay, so
I think he got it.
I hope we don't get him on the wrong day of the month.
I did. Sometimes with Craig's jokes, you just have to like power through them and just pretend like that it didn't. You know what I mean? Just keep moving, keep it moving. Okay, so 2 large panes of lead-framed stained glass windows are on the far wall, depicting a regal naval officer atop a crow's nest surrounded by devils. Shine a cascade of scintillating light and colors over this otherwise modest bedchamber. A double bed, an ivory inlaid footlocker, and a chamber pot provide the only furnishings of the room.
Open the footlocker.
Hey, Wiz.
Yes.
I want to draw a mustache on the dude in the stained glass window.
Okay. What? Roll up. What? It's gonna be performance, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Roll performance. Oh yeah. Okay. Yep. You draw whatever you want, and it's gonna look great.
A mustache and a sombrero.
All right. It looks dope.
Awesome.
I mean, like to your eyes, like, and it's gonna be like he's probably gonna be mad about it.
I'm really shocked she didn't draw a dick on it.
I know, right? That's like her MO.
You didn't check the band of the sombrero, you fool.
I think that maybe it's since Lina has like received a penis and then lost a penis. Maybe she's done with I'm done with drawing it.
No, if you look closely,
like on the other side.
If you look closely, the sombrero is a penis.
Oh, trickster! Got it.
Like if you turn your head on the side and look at it at a different angle.
If the light shines through just at the right time of day, it reflects a penis on the ground.
Wait, period jokes are not okay, but penis jokes are fine.
Jeez, Craig.
Yeah, welcome to the patriarchy, motherfucker.
Yeah, come on, man. We're trying to right the historical wrongs here. Let's be real. All right, so Lina, that's fantastic. Sizzle, you said that you were going to
pop that footlocker.
All right, let's see the thieves' tools.
Is it locked?
No, it's not locked. I just want you to use thieves' tools for fun. Yeah, it's locked. Sorry. All right, the footlocker does not open.
Just cannot get these things to work. Can I bash it?
Yeah, sure.
I bet it keeps the key on him.
I'll bash the lock with my hammer.
All right, strength check.
Strength check?
Yep. Yeah, you smash it, and there's this like loud ringing, like sound echoing out of the room.
Hey, I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation.
You're getting closer each time. I appreciate
that. One day.
Yeah, one day.
To disguise the sound of him busting that open and making it sound. Yeah, as he does it.
Making it sound like what?
Like dolphins in the distance.
Like dolphins in the distance. Okay. I'm gonna need you to role play that for me though. Okay. All right. Cool. I'm into it. That's fine.
So 18 just made sound, didn't do anything.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like your efforts are very fruitful. It's just it's a sort of a footlocker that has like ivory sort of carvings on the inside or on the outside rather. But it seems like the lock is very sturdy.
I'm gonna pour acid on the lock.
All right, pour acid on the lock. All right. You pour acid on the lock.
It's 18 damage.
Lock takes much damage. You kill the lock. It's still locked. Did you know that when you kill a lock, it remains locked forever?
Well, when you dissolve the internals of a lock in acid, it probably doesn't hold, the hasp doesn't hold the...
Yeah, science, man.
No, sorry. I read
lock
in the Dungeon Master's rulebook that if you put acid in a lock, it locks it forever and ever. It creates some sort of like eternal mechanism, I think is what it's called. No, I'm just kidding. So you pour acid in the lock and you can like hear it sizzling, and you try to like jar it open. You try to like jam it open as that happens, and like with each sort of passing bit of time, it seems to like loosen up a little bit, but the acid seems to like still be working its way through, and after several minutes, it's still not unlocked.
Or more acid.
All right, I want you to roll. If you're going to pour more acid, then I want you to roll a d20 to see if you damage anything on the inside.
Okay.
All right, so you pour more acid in, and after several more minutes, still sort of the same thing. It's the acid sort of, you hear it, and it gets a little bit looser, a little bit looser, a little bit looser. Roll a strength check. All right, so it gets a little bit looser, and you can like sort of pick it up, but you still can't seem to get it open. You just don't seem to be quite strong enough to lift the lid.
Here, let me help you.
All right, Lina, make a strength save.
Is she still making the doctor voices while doing this?
Yeah, Lina, you don't even, it doesn't budge at all for you.
Okay, how big is the lock hole?
I mean, it's just a sort of a slightly larger than a standard key.
Now it's an acidy dissolved hole.
Yeah,
Sizzler, what if I cast magic missile inside of the lock?
Inside of the lock.
I think magic missile only targets creatures.
Yeah, I think that's creature.
I mean, if you guys want to explode the... If you guys just want to explode the chest into a million pieces, that sounds like a great idea.
Point, if that's what it takes, I'm fine with it.
All right. I guess roll magic missile. All right. So you explode this chest. There's also a very loud bang.
I'll cast the other spell to hide the sounds.
Silence?
Yeah, so I'll make it sound like silence.
It might be difficult to do that while you're casting.
Seriously, you're going to simultaneously cast Prestidigitation and Magic Missile?
And silence.
Although, if you've got,
yes, because I have Quicken Spell.
Oh.
Do you also have Silent Spell?
I have Prestidigitation, which
I meant as a meta magic feat. Because you might, I don't know if it like makes the spell silent or you just don't have to say anything, but that might also be an option.
What? No, I get just Quicken Spell, so I can cast 2, because 1 will be a bonus action.
All right, I'll let you do that. That's fine. Okay, so you blow up this chest, and just shit. It's relatively quiet. It sounds like dolphins in the distance somehow. And this chest just shatters, and you guys get sort of like sprayed with, like, as you can imagine, if someone just like exploded something in front of you, you don't hear anything, but you feel, other than dolphins in the distance, obviously, but you feel like this concussion in the room, and like his bed sheets like fly, and like the shit just flies everywhere, basically, like, little pieces of wood just like everywhere.
He was also using it as a backup chamber pot.
and like little the chamber pot knocks over, and like there's urine on the ground, and his pillows on the floor, like there's shit just everywhere in this room now, and like little pieces of cloth and like little like I don't know metal pieces. There's just shit everywhere. There's nothing stands essentially where the chest once was, except for maybe some like small corner pieces of the chest.
Hey, we should probably go.
Oh, whatever was in there is disintegrated, is what you're saying?
Yeah, there's nothing left. More or less, I mean, there are shreds of whatever was in there, but there's nothing tangible that you could probably figure out, unless you like collected it and pieced it together or something along those lines. But there's literally just shit everywhere.
Well, I do have mending.
I mean, would you like to collect all of these pieces?
Can I just scoop it all into my bag?
No.
Why not?
Because it's everywhere. There were several things in this chest that you just casted magic missile into after like putting acid on it, and then Lina just having a really great attempt at a strength save, and yeah, and it exploded all over this room because of a trigger happy magic missile. So it's gonna be difficult. I mean, you could do it. It's just probably gonna take a while.
Okay, let's get out of here, Lina.
Yeah, let's go here.
Oh, man, do you hear those dolphins?
All right. So are you gonna like shut the door behind you? Like how does this exit all work?
We'll shut it behind us.
Okay. All right. So shift 2 is Bungo, sorry. Bungo, can you just roll me an acrobatics or something for rigging purposes? And then okay, obviously perfect. And then let's see what your what do you want to do? A performance for how good your
woodcarver's fool's proficiency.
Do you have wood? Do you really have wood carvers? Oh, you do.
We
Okay,
both have that.
Roll that. Okay, so not bad. Yeah, you're carving out the outline.
It is a moving boat.
True. Yeah, the difficulties, but your rigging is sound. It's you're starting to carve out sort of the outline, and things are going along well. You have a crew member peek over the side from time to time and check out what you're doing. People seem to be generally interested, but otherwise are leaving you to do your thing. All right, so this is the point of the evening where I say no one gets to meta this out. Who's going to eat dinner?
I will do what I have been doing, which is grab a few bites for me and, a bowl or whatever for oil.
Sure. Exciting. Anyone else?
As far as I can tell, it tastes great.
Yeah, it's so weird. You don't feel hungry? Okay, cool.
I don't feel hungry.
No, I know. I'm just teasing you. All right, so Sizzler isn't eating. Anyone else eating? Lina?
Okay, sure.
Okay. Lina, when you go into that room, though, actually, had you been in that room before?
Yeah, she's been in that room a bunch playing cards.
That's where she plays.
No. Sorry, I'm talking about room 14.
No.
Okay. So, Lina, when you go into room 14, you notice that Roberto is in there, and then also one horse is in there.
Yeah, and Roberto's just eating shit. Literally eating shit.
No, he was eating shit. No, he was eating shit in the morning session. He's not eating shit.
Sizzler never told him to stop.
Well, I mean, there's only so much. He's not going to eat shit for 8 hours.
Just waiting for
his horse.
It's like the what is it? Roberto centipede. He just has his mouth.
Horse and centipede. Yeah.
Okay, that's gross. And all right, so nasty. Okay, great. So
talk about continental.
Yeah, right. Bungo, what are you doing? Are you gonna ever eat dinner?
Sorry, I was on mute.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'll just continue to eat my rations.
Oh,
I haven't really.
True, you haven't eaten dinner.
Fine.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
I don't trust orc cooking.
Yeah, and you haven't eaten there yet, so I won't make you start tonight. Okay, so everyone who Ivaris, Ivaris, roll for Oisin, Lina, and Alden. I'm gonna need you to yikes.
Well, when I eat this and
it wasn't that bad, okay?
What? When you eat what?
When I eat it, if it's that bad, where I'm like, it immediately makes me ill and other people look like they're getting ill, I'm not gonna give that to Oisin.
Sure. Make a. Yeah, you don't get immediately ill. So, make a. Everyone who ate, make a con check, please.
See, it tastes fine to me.
Yep.
Thanks, jerks.
Holy. Oisin dies. Okay, so Ivaris and Alden, you seem relatively unaffected by this. But you see the people around you, including Rag, who's actually just popped in and grabbed some food, and he was eating on deck 5, the main deck. Lina, you guys will say Ivaris and Alden. You see Lina and Oisin. I need you to take. I need you to roll 1d6, Lina, and then 1d4. Okay, and then I need you to roll the same thing for Oisin of ours. Okay, so Lina, you take 3 damage, and Oisin takes 4 damage. And Lina and Oisin, after approximately 10 minutes, both fall unconscious.
That seems a little extreme.
Then you notice like other crew members who are in room 4 or who are just wandering around the like just puking over the edge of the boat, or puking like running to chamber pots, or running to sort of wherever they can in the corner, just puking and puking and puking. And you notice like again, some of them passing out, some of them not passing out, but just like vomiting and just generally like groaning. It's just it is not a sight you want to behold.
Yeah, I will try to
Can I like check this
administer
food?
some kind of aid to Oisin.
So you're gonna bring Oisin back to room 6 as to care for him or something?
Yeah, that's my intention.
Okay, roll a perception check for me. Sizzler, you can do the same.
Am I rolling?
Perception, sorry. Okay, so Sizzler, you sort of you're taken by all this puking, and so you don't quite see this. But Ivaris, you actually see the door to Blood Tusk's room open, and him laying on the ground, like in the doorway of his room.
I'll lay Oisin down in a recovery position and slide a bucket near his face, and then head down to the captain's quarters, and I'll tap Sizzler on my way.
Okay.
Something's up with the captain.
All right, I will.
Vomiting.
Alden, I'll let you. What did you say you wanted to do? You wanted to do some sort of a check?
Yeah, I want to check this food.
Okay. All right. Do you want to do? Let's see. What should we have? So you want to do an investigation of some sort? Do you have some? Let's see what abilities you have.
Medicine might be relevant.
I was thinking maybe medicine.
Yeah, medicine will work. Okay, so it's not bad. You you definitely notice that there seems to be something wrong with the food. I don't know that you can particularly put your finger on exactly what is wrong with the food, but something definitely seems wrong with it.
Too much cumin.
Never enough cumin.
Roll a perception for me as well. Okay, yeah, something. Not only did you notice that there was something like acutely wrong with the food, but it smells different.
Like
Different from
suspicious way.
Yeah, in a suspicious way. In a way that, like, when you were cooking it, you didn't necessarily smell this extra smell, if you will. There's something distinctly different from when you made it. You get the idea that this isn't just your shitty cooking.
Right. Okay. All right. Then I would like to. What do we want to go back to them first?
Yeah, sure. We can go back to them. Actually, no. What are you going to do? Let's see. It might be helpful to them.
I was going to see if Goshnock was still in the kitchen.
Okay. Yeah, Goshnock's still going to be in the kitchen, but if you are going to go back there, then we'll resolve what they're going to
do. Okay.
So you can go back to the kitchen if you want, and we'll resolve their thing, and then we can resolve yours. But if as you run there, you see them like helping the captain. So I don't know if you're going to stop there or what you want to do. You can still go to Goshnock afterward. Okay.
Yeah, I will check out what's going on.
Okay, yeah. So now that you run out, you see Ivaris and Sizzler sort of like attending, if you will, to the standing over the captain who's passed out in the doorway to his chambers. And as you guys, Ivaris, as you look into the room, and Alden, as you look into the room, you see that there's just shit everywhere in his room. There's like the chamber pot's knocked over. There's like shit leaking. There's like piss leaking out of it. There's like little pieces of like cloth and wood, just and like metal, just scattered all over his room, like little pieces of it everywhere. There's a stained glass window that has a sombrero drawn on it and a mustache. The way that the evening light is shining through, looks like there's a dick on the ground and a shadow. His blanket or his like duvet is like on the ground, like it's just a mess. It's an absolute mess.
I would also like to note I'm going to take some of that food with me.
Okay. All right. So what do you guys want to do? He is passed out.
Yeah, I will try to like slap him awake a little.
Yeah, he's non-responsive.
I would like to do a medicine check.
Sure.
Or I have a healer's kit. Maybe do that.
Okay. All right, yeah. So you, that's a great medicine check. So you actually notice that Rag is not dead. He's breathing, but there's like something definitely wrong with him. And from just your background in dealing with stuff like this and with medicine, you can identify, in healing, you can identify that he's been poisoned.
Okay. I'm gonna let you guys know. I'm gonna say, my food, it seemed really great, and it tasted good to me. But when I went and checked after everybody else started getting sick, I noticed that there's something very not all right about it. It seems like somebody might have spiked my food while I was cooking or while I was cleaning in the kitchen.
With poison?
Yes, with poison.
Alden, in the bunk room at the fore of the ship, there's a young boy named Oisin. He's eaten the food and he's fallen unconscious. Can you please attend to him?
I will. Before I go, the captain should be stabilized since I did my medicine thing, right?
Yeah, you don't get the idea that he's.
Oh, he's not like that far bad.
Yeah, we'll say that whether he was or he wasn't before, your medicine check seems to have stabilized him. He's still unconscious, but he's not. You wouldn't imagine that he's dying.
Okay.
Right now.
Let me see here. I don't think I have anything to unpoison him, but I do. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on him.
Okay.
Before he does that, I'd like to check the captain's pockets.
Okay. So you're looting this almost dead captain, just to be clear, in front of everyone. Okay.
I'm gonna carry Lina into the bunk room, and same deal, recovery position and the bucket.
Okay.
Did you get any sweet loot off the captain? I'm gonna look at him very disappointedly, but I ain't got time to deal with that.
All right. So you find he has a potion. Oh, sorry. Roll sleight of hand, Sizzler.
Unconscious.
Sure. Just roll. Just see what you find. Okay. So you find a potion. You see that obviously he has a shirt on. It's a chain shirt. He has 2 swords. He has like this javelin that he wears on his back from time to time. It's a round, we'll say, in the room. He has 3 keys.
Do I know what kind of potion it is?
You could you could check with your alchemy stuff, but you're not sure just offhand.
I'll check it.
Okay. Yeah, it's a potion of
triple clean.
It's a potion of moderate cure wounds.
Right, so I'll take that and the keys.
He also has like just general, just so you know, he also just has like general jewelry as well.
Oh.
I figured that was.
I'll take
I
all the
shouldn't
jewelry.
leave that out for you.
Yes, all the shiny jewelry.
Okay, so there's 1 piece of shiny jewelry if you determine a black pearl earring as shiny.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
yeah, everything else. Yep, everything else just seems like fairly mundane.
I don't care about that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll take the earring, the potion, and the keys, and leave everything else.
So you have 3 keys. Yep, the potion, you can add a potion of cure moderate wounds to your character sheet, and a black pearl earring.
And to compensate, I'll pour a healing draught in his mouth so that nobody has to waste a spell on him.
Okay. Yeah, he definitely seems stabilized.
I look at you less begrudgingly.
Like he's not there's no imminent fear of his death.
He doesn't regain consciousness.
No,
okay.
No, he doesn't.
All right, I go to help the boy.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna lean over the railing, and I assume that puts me at about eye level with Bungo.
Sorry, Ivaris, you cut out at the end. What did you say?
If I lean over this railing here, does that put me at about eye level with Bungo?
Yeah, about.
Bungo, someone's poisoned the food. You may want to hold off on wood carving anymore tonight until we can try to get to the bottom.
Okay. Who had access to the food? Seems easy.
Well, basically everybody in the galley.
Well, that's troubling.
He goes, seems easy. Who had access? Literally everyone. Okay.
I think we should sweep the ship and see who's not sick.
Well, they could easily poison themselves, mildly sick. Why don't you just figure out who was in the galley? So who was in the galley, DM?
Who was in the galley? That's a good question. So there are. I mean, you can investigate certainly to see who was in the galley.
I'm assuming my cohorts would have figured that one out prior to me being engaged. Correct.
So you just want to know who was in room 4 when everyone was eating, because that's what they would have known.
Well, I mean, who had access to the food?
I mean, I don't know how they would inherently know who had access to the food without like asking around. Unless someone can describe. If you can describe it to me how that happens, then that's fine. I just don't. I don't know how.
I don't know. I mean, I'm getting pulled off the side of a boat, and they're saying everyone has access to this food. I don't know. They're all suspect, right? Obviously, not my friends. Maybe this new character who's since being introduced, there's been a murder, and now the food that
he was cooking. Yeah.
I mean, that would be a prime suspect.
I don't know what you're getting at.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, I think that's a very logical.
Am I mincing my words? I'm sorry.
No, I think that you're making a very logical conclusion.
You look to be like a killer.
But
we have fed our friends to kobolds for less.
Would you like to join the Batman?
Ain't no kobold's gonna stop me, brother.
You never know.
Yeah, so when I went in to grab some food, now I will try to remember when I went in. Did anybody look suspicious?
I don't know. Everyone ate it that you saw, so it probably doesn't really seem to you like anyone was acting particularly suspicious. Everyone in that room that you saw ate the food.
I'm gonna go fetch Halrax.
Okay, sure.
So
I would like.
Yeah, so Halrax is like no one else is in the rowing. You know, the shift had ended, so no one else is rowing. But Halrax is sort of like cleaning up a little bit. She had not eaten yet. So when she sees you, when she sees you like sort of waddling down there, she's just like, "Oh, my prized rower, what can I do for you?"
Someone has ransacked the captain's room and poisoned him.
Oh, is that what all the vomiting is all around here? I thought that was just maybe they started early with the drinking.
Oh, I think it's poison. Conscious.
How do you know that it's poison?
There was a little short person that told me it was poison.
I find that very offensive.
She starts trudging upstairs like fairly quickly. She sort of runs with you. Are you going with her as well? Like gonna lead her to work? Okay. Yeah, so she runs over and she seems pretty concerned about the captain.
Has anyone else eaten the food?
Everyone basically has eaten the food.
And so is everyone sick, or is it just the captain?
No, pretty much everyone you see. I mean, you see like of the crew, right? I'm sure that there are a couple here or there that don't seem like particularly to have it particularly bad off, but like the overwhelming majority of people are like vomiting or passed out.
So yeah, I mean, who is not vomiting? Who's eating the food?
Me.
I step 2 steps away.
Alden just raises his hand. Oh, that'd be me. The man who also
I'm not scary.
Coincidentally,
I just have a good constitution.
Coincidentally, also cooked the food.
I warned everybody about the poison.
Surprisingly, I also have not vomited since I've eaten this.
Bungo, isn't that interesting? The man who cooked the food also was the one who quote unquote discovered that it poisoned everyone. Oh, I just find that so interesting.
I just don't think we need Scooby-Doo to solve this mystery.
I just love how all those checks like totally stacked perfectly against you, Alden. That's so fantastic.
Don't worry.
You screwed up the cooking roll. You screwed up the perception roll. You screwed up then you did great on the constitution roll, and you did great on the medicine check. And here you go. Now everyone thinks you're a murderer. Fantastic.
Mishakal will set me free.
What, after the death? You mean after they kill you for your murders?
No, it's fine. They just resurrect.
Okay, so yeah, Howrax seems concerned. But go ahead, Bungo. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, so Alron, after you, if that is your real name.
Well, it's not. That's
it's not his
actually.
name at all, but all right.
Aha! So, who saw you cooking? Was it just you?
Well, there were a few people taking the food in and out, and then I have my new main man Goshnak, who has been the cook the whole time. I've
Where's
really been
Goshnak
helping
now?
him.
Is Goshnak poisoned as well?
I don't know. I was going to check, but all these sick people, I have to attend to them. I'm gonna help your young cohort.
First?
I did attend to the captain first.
And we can't wake him up. And yet everyone else is just vomiting?
Captain will be fine.
No, Lina passed out and Oysen passed.
So can I try to wake up Lina?
Yeah, your attempts are unsuccessful. Lina, just for your knowledge, you are going to be unconscious for 4 hours.
I can't wake her up with magic?
And Oysen is unconscious for 1 hour.
Can I not give her magic?
No.
Touch her magically and heal her?
You can actually you can have one save attempt on a cure. So if you try to save her magically, she can roll a constitution save once.
Sure. So with everyone around me,
But so can Oysen, Ivaris.
Yeah, I well up with light, and I transfer this light to my finger and touch Lina, and try to give her 1 hit point.
All right, Lina, let's see that con roll. Yep. Bungo, the magical savior that is Bungo, Lina's eyes shoot open.
Thanks, E.T.
Yeah, do you want to try on the boy?
Sure.
Bungo's good with names.
Yep.
Oh, that's a little slugger over there.
Allran? I'm going to try on Allran and the boy. Here we go.
No, I do not want to give it to Elron Hubbard. I just want to give it to the boy.
Okay. All right, so you do
I'm
the same.
just as powerful.
So you touch the boy with your magic finger, and no, the boy is not. The effect is not the same as it is on Lina.
Yeah, I kind of, I flicker. I start panting. I just don't have enough strength. That seems to be the limit right now.
I understand you were too busy carving your beautiful visage into the side of this lovely.
Indeed.
I'm gonna go check on the cook.
How did I end up on the floor?
I want to cast Cure Wounds on
Lina, I actually dragged you to one of the bunks.
I tell her that Elron Hubbard poisoned her, and that I magically awoke her from.
Someone poisoned the food. We don't know who
great
yet.
Celestial power that I now possess.
Someone poisoned the water hole, and there's a snake in my boot.
So are there additional crew members that are passed out?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm going to make my way around the boat.
Okay.
Any objects to pocket and simultaneously giving them healing draughts.
Okay, so you're stabilizing them, but they're not. The ones that are passed out are not. Are you also doing the same? Are you at least giving healing draughts to the people who are puking too, or no?
Sure.
Just the passed out peeps.
Just candy.
All right, sir. So you're just pouring shit into everybody's mouth, passed out or not, and you're also simultaneously reaching down and looking and looting the pockets basically of the people who are passed out, right? Cool. Okay. So everyone is seeing you do this, obviously, but they are vomiting everywhere, so they're not really in any position to try to stop you from doing it. You see, let me just check through, make sure I don't miss anything for you here. You see Okay, so you see a bunch of a bunch of like smaller weapons, a bunch of sort of like obviously they all have some armor. They have, you find a couple daggers, a couple hand axes. You find some keys, several keys. You also find, I'll say, in total, 11 gold pieces.
Cool. I'll take the golden keys.
Okay, so you have 5 keys, additional keys now. So you have a total of 8.
Keys.
Yeah. So you have a total of 8 then, right? Because you had 3 before.
8 boat keys.
Okay. You have 8 boat keys and 11 gold pieces from that. And if you want a dagger or a hand axe or javelin, you can take any of that as well. Or like random armor, you can take too. Okay, so everyone who you've given a healing draught to is stabilized. They seems like they're probably not going to die from this, but it doesn't like wake the people who are unconscious. It does seem to give a much more immediate effect to the people who are just vomiting, though.
Nice.
And you get sort of after you do your rounds, after you do your nurse sizzler rounds, you get the idea that the people that you help probably aren't going to. No one's going to die from this. It's just a temporary.
Give high fives to all the conscious ones.
Sure. Yeah, they some of them are like there's like puke all over the place, but they like put their hands out like.
I'm not gonna high five the ones that puke on them.
Okay, the ones that like have puke on them want to high five you the most, though.
Yeah, but I just make the face like, no.
So I'm going for a hug.
Okay, they reach out like as far as they can to like.
I motion for like the long distance high five.
Okay, yeah, they'll accept an air 5. Okay. So the ones with puke all over air 5 you, the ones without puke all over high 5 you, and the others are just passed out. Okay, so Lina, yeah, you open up your eyes and Bungo is standing over you. Also, Halrax is like really, you notice because the door's still open. Anyone on the main deck notices, other than Lina, I think, until she leaves that room, notices that Halrax is like really hemming and hawing, like really like attending to the captain. Essentially kneeling by the side of the bed or standing over it or like bringing him water, like really trying to. She seems very concerned about the captain's state. And what, Ivaris, you were going to go to
check up on
the kitchen. Yeah. Is anyone else going to go with Ivaris?
I'm trying to tend to the sick.
Okay. All right. Okay, so we can resolve this.
And also, all of my weapons and armor are in the bunk room because why would I wear that or carry those on a ship?
Okay, perfect. All right, so yeah, Lina, your eyes shoot open and Bungo's standing over you. He just like with his finger out, like he just touched you, and it's like you watch it glowing. It was glowing white, like as your eyes shut open, and it just slowly fades back to normal Bungo finger color.
Hey, Bungo. What you doing?
And Bungo is silent. the scene somehow the scene becomes even creepier.
She's gonna get up and slowly walk away.
Okay, Bungo stands like frozen in time with his creepy finger over you. Okay, Ivaris.
He's not even over her, right? Because he's eye level while she's
sitting
in the bed.
He's just like creepy
I'm sorry,
finger, just like pointed out.
I've been saying things.
That's okay. I figured it was. This is why I was trying to troll you as hard as possible while you weren't talking.
Successful. I was getting very upset.
Okay, so Lina's eyes shoot open. Lina sees you standing like, obviously like eye level with her. She's laying on a bed with your finger, like the glow leaving your finger.
Yeah. You were poisoned. I have healed you.
Who poisoned me?
We don't know, but I think it's that Elrond guy.
Thanks for healing me up.
That's what friends do. We've been through a lot. Would be a shame to lose you via stranger's poison.
That would be really shitty after everything.
I agree.
And Lina's gonna like check herself just to make sure she didn't like
wreck herself. That was the lowest hanging fruit. We had to. I'm sorry. Yeah.
At least you did it simultaneously.
Right.
I was thinking like no surprise genitalia or anything that usually happens when she drinks and eats weird things.
Sure. Roll up.
Roll
a perception check.
Roll a proprioception check.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, you definitely quickly find out that you do not have a penis.
Cool.
No magical penises for Lina this evening. Okay, okay, we can go to Ivaris. Ivaris, you open the kitchen door, and Gashnok is just wiping down the tables.
Gashnok, did anybody who served the food?
Have you met Gashnok before, Ivaris? I can't remember.
I think we may have talked briefly.
Okay, sure.
Or Alden has spoken of him, I think, at least.
Yeah, I just didn't know if he had met you before. So he says, I don't know, the
Cabin boyos.
Yeah, just the normal, just people come. I mean, we don't have like dedicated waiters or anything, so just like the crew comes and people just carry the big pots into the other room. Why? What's going on?
Someone poisoned the food tonight.
Someone
Do you know
poisoned
anything about?
Roll an investigation check.
Insight?
Sure.
Dope.
Yeah, he seems nervous. He says, I don't know anything about that, but he seems like he's probably fucking lying.
Okay, just keep your eyes out, and if you see anything, let us know.
Yeah, he's sweating profusely, and he's like, "Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely do that."
Okay, thanks,
he starts mopping up, like wiping up faster. Like, yep, okay, I'm gonna get back to work. All right, thanks. Yep, definitely keep my eyes peeled.
All right, I'm gonna step outside and see if there's anything like club-like in the area.
Yeah, give me an investigation.
No.
Yeah, you don't notice anything club-like in the hallway.
Fuck it, I grab an oar. I pull it out of the oar lock. I have an oar.
Okay. You have this long-ass oar. You've got it.
Yeah, I'm gonna head over this way and see if he like comes out.
Okay, he all right, so just I mean, for as long as sort of you stand there, he doesn't come out.
All right, I'll put the oar back and then I'll head upstairs.
Okay. All right, so here's what we have. We have Lina, what she said she was leaving the room. We have Alden and what are you rolling for, Bungo?
That's apparently the one. My healing light is actually a pool of d6s, and it's not just like 1 hit point. So Lina gets 3 HP back and not.
Nice.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, so the current sort of situation is Sizzler and Alden are tending to the sick on deck 5. Just sort of out and about. Ivaris comes back up the stairs and finds the two of them, and he can see that Howrax has come upstairs now, and she's like very nervously attending to the captain, and like you hear her talking, like whispering to him, like it's gonna be okay, like I'm gonna get you through this, and like things like that. She seems again very nervous. You can tell.
Does she seem sincere when she's saying those things?
Well, you can certainly speak to her and roll an insight.
She says it mockingly.
Yeah. under her breath, she says, "I hope you die." No, she yeah, she seems sincere, and she looks up at you, Ivaris, and she said, "Did you talk to anyone? Did you figure out who did this?"
Gashnok knows something. I don't know what he knows, but he was very nervous when I told him that the food had been poisoned, so he knows something.
Are you sure it's not just that he and Alden are shitty chefs? I mean, he was. You should have seen it. Gashnok was pretty bad before you guys got here. The food was pretty bad.
I've had bad food before, and he seemed more nervous than someone who's just not a good cook would be.
And then she looks sort of concerned over at the captain, and she says, I'm really worried about Rag. I mean, from his many years of fighting in the gladiatorial pits, he has really bad liver damage.
Did he, that would usually take a toll on your kidneys, getting punched like that. Are you sure it's from the pits?
I'm positive it's from the pits. I don't know if it's because they were feeding him something bad, or I'm not exactly sure what the situation is. But he told me
that would be awful.
He told me he has very severe liver damage from the gladiatorial pits. We've been together through a lot. I really hope he doesn't die.
Well, I think all we can do is try to tend to him now, and we should probably
get the 2 cooks.
Interrogate Gashnok.
Both cooks.
Yeah, you should definitely throw Alden in there too, because I'm telling you, Gashnok's been on this boat for quite a while, and I don't really suspect him of much of anything, except for being an idiot and a shitty cook.
I'll see what we can find out. Send to the captain.
All right, I'll leave the investigation up to you, but just, please figure out what happened.
All right, I'll make my way up to room 6, and I'll tap Sizzler and Alden and gesture for them to follow.
All right.
And
oh,
then,
she as you leave, she says, "Ivaris, can you figure out who fucked this room up too, please?"
See what I can do.
Thanks.
Good thing I'm seasick and can't investigate for a goddamn thing. When we're all kind of in the room, I'll relay and I'll start arming and armoring myself.
All right. So if Ivaris is going to explain everything that he knows to everyone is now aware of sort of what happened with.
No, I think that's a terrible idea. Can we not separate the 2 cooks and interrogate them separately?
I mean, if you want to try to stop Ivaris as he's starting to talk about what he knows and have that discussion with him, you certainly can. That's something you're going to have to discuss with him.
That would completely blow any kind of investigation that he's trying to do.
Yeah, talk to Ivaris about it.
Well, I can't if he's just going to start talking.
Well, he comes in the room and he's like, "Guys, this is what I figured out." Yeah, exactly. And you can tell him to shut the fuck up or something if you want. I mean,
that's not really.
Well, okay, you don't have to use those exact words. You could say, "Shut the front door."
So he's explaining what exactly is he explaining?
Yeah, go for it. Why don't you let's walk through it step by step, Ivaris. When you come in the door, what do you say?
So this is what I found out about the poison. Gashnok knows something, and we should talk to him about it. The first mate is really very worried about the captain. So I don't think she had anything to do about it. Apparently he has liver damage from his fight days in the gladiatorial pits. And people seem to know that because it's, I guess, a common story that he tells.
How can we be sure it's just the orc and not Elrond?
It's Elroy.
And Alden, did you poison the food?
I would never poison anyone.
That's good enough for me.
But do I believe him?
Alden throws his voice across the room. Well, I believe.
I have a spell for this, but I'm not going to use it.
Anyone who wants to double check whether or not they think Alden is telling the truth can roll an insight.
Yeah.
I've been rolling like real good with insights tonight, even with disadvantage.
Alden, I want you to roll a persuasion. Or, no, persuasion or deception, whichever you want out of the two.
But do it in.
Well, I'm really not trying to deceive them.
Okay, then roll me a persuasion privately.
So on your character sheet, you've got above inspiration, it says public. If you click to GM.
Okay, there we go.
Now it'll roll it just to him.
Okay, so everyone except for Sizzler gets the idea that Alden seems to be telling the truth.
And what was that truth?
That I poisoned everyone.
Sizzler, you still seem like you're just sort of confused by what's going on. Or like by Alden's statement. You're not sure if he's telling the truth or not.
But seriously, the opposite of that.
What was the truth that you told?
That he poisoned everyone.
That I didn't poison anyone. That I would never poison anyone, in fact.
Yeah.
Throughout my entire history, I would never poison anyone.
Yeah, Sizzler, you're still a little bit concerned.
And how could we know for sure? How can we know that it was?
Search your truth circuits. You know it to be true.
So you ask us just to go on your word?
Well, I mean, if I want everybody to die from poison, I wouldn't be around saving everybody. Or trying to, at least.
No, but if you were just trying to kill one person...
I suppose I could see that perspective. But I'm a faithful follower of Mishakal, and I would never betray her trust in me. She is the goddess of healing.
Great.
It's on my cloak.
It's on my cloak.
And I turn around and I point to my cloak with, two thumbs,
What has two thumbs and a cloak with Mishakal stuff on it. We should talk to Gashnak.
Well, perhaps
we should
keep this one away, just in case they try to sync stories.
Alden, if you don't mind, could you please continue tending to the wound?
Yes, I would love to keep tending to the wounded.
Thank you.
I'm going to keep tending to the wounded.
All right.
Poisoned, I guess. I don't know how wounded.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, Alden would know the difference
wounded constitution
in what he did to them, right?
Yeah.
Try not
From
to
when I poisoned them all.
Try to keep the eyes on your healing instead of what you did with your cooking. That might be better.
I mean, it tasted fine to me, except for all the poison. But I found that out, later.
Great story, bro.
Thank you.
All right, so you guys go down to what, room 7?
Yeah.
Go check on that Melira chick.
All right. Sizzle, we can resolve that first. So you go to you knock on Melira's door. All right.
Hello,
Melira
housekeeping.
Melira opens the door a tiny bit, and she just has one eye peering out. She says, you guys spoke before, right? I'm pretty sure you did.
Yes.
You offered her the fish.
Sure. So she says, hello? Oh, it's you again. What can I do for you?
Hey, have you had anything to eat tonight?
She says, yep, I have. And she holds out, she points she opens the door a little bit more. So it's maybe half open now, so you can see her whole face. And she turns sideways a little bit and points to her table. And she just had some rations or things stored away. And she's like, yep, I ate some food. Yeah.
Oh, so you brought your own food, huh?
Well, every once in a while I have food brought to me, but I try you know how these orcs are. I try to just eat my own food.
You being shady at all?
Roll an insight. Yeah, she's being shady.
Well, you see, there's been an occurrence on the ship. I don't know if you've heard all the shouting and loud vomiting, but there's been a poisoning episode going on the ship.
She says, I have nothing to do with that.
Well, you see, the thing is, I don't know. We're trying to figure out what happened, and here you are. You haven't eaten any of the food, and well, that's just a little bit suspicious.
She says, I didn't poison anyone.
Well, what do you mean you didn't poison anyone?
She says, I've been in my room this whole time. How could I have poisoned someone?
Well, does anyone know that you were in your room this whole time?
She says, I don't know. I know that I haven't left my room this whole time.
I think you should come with me.
She shuts the door in your face.
As she's closing the door, do
Yep.
I not have an opportunity to
No,
to
yeah,
block her?
yep. No, you can if you want to, yeah.
Yeah, I would like to block
He
her.
puts
from
his
closing.
tiny hollow bird leg in
Yeah.
the door.
Go ahead. What are you gonna what small bird feature of yours are you gonna jam in the door? She tries to slam it.
A mechanical bird arm.
All right. Let's get a dex save. No. She gets the door shut in time. You just jam your little bird arm into the wooden door.
There's nothing to. It's like a solid door, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just tap on it and say, "You don't go anywhere now."
She's like, I haven't left my room.
Mm-hmm.
You-
Malwaddle stand here just to make sure she doesn't leave the room.
Sure.
You're a robot. Don't you have like laser eyes or something cool?
No. Like Superman vision.
All right, Ivaris, it's on you.
I'll open the door and peek my head in.
Gashnok is sitting just sitting on a chair, seemingly like staring off into space.
I'll step in and shut the door behind me unless anybody else wants to come.
Tough crowd.
All right, so you shut the door behind you. It's just you and Gashnok.
Gashnok, you're not telling me the truth.
He says the truth about what?
Well, you know something about this poisoning.
Maybe it's just that I'm a bad cook. I mean, this wouldn't be the first time that everyone got sick because of my cooking.
Gashnok is actual poison. It's not food poisoning.
He shrugs and looks like down and away from you.
You should let me know what you know.
He said, I don't know anything. I don't know what you're talking about, Ivaris. Why don't you make an investigation check?
Investigation or insight?
Make an investigation. Okay. Make a... All right. Sure. So, yeah, he doesn't... I mean, he doesn't seem willing to divulge much of anything. I mean, he doesn't seem like he's going to admit that he poisoned everyone intentionally.
Can I take a look around the kitchen and see if I notice anything weird or out of place?
Sure. Yeah, that's what I was using your investigation for, sort of preemptory, and yeah, you don't.
I was thinking that'd be perception.
Sure, you can do perception. Yep, same. You don't see much of anything out of the ordinary. He seems to have cleaned up. Everything sort of
jars
seems to be,
labeled poison.
Yeah, no jars labeled poison. Everything seems to be sort of cleaned up and back to where it was, originally at the start of the day. Like, they reset in between meals, and it seems to be fairly clean. I mean, clean, obviously not like the cleanest kitchen you've ever seen. It's on a boat, and they're orcs, but fairly clean. And he seems resolute that he didn't poison anyone.
All right. I'll step back out.
All right.
Boris, what happened in there? What do you say?
He claims he doesn't know anything about it, but I know that that's not the case. He knows something. He's just trying to play things close to the chest.
Oh, why not just, shake it out of him?
I'm not a Western Hell Knight, Sizzler.
Not
I'm a
saying pluck his
historian.
toenails, but, get a little rough on him.
That's not how I do things.
Ask him, sir, did you poison them? Oh, okay, sure.
He's not very
Of course
good.
He's gonna say no. We gotta ask him. We gotta press him a little. You want some help?
Weird, have
I'll
you
help.
heard this?
Be my guest.
Say poisoner says what really fast.
I like that. Right, you keep an eye on that door over there. She slammed it real shut. She's being really suspicious. She had her own rations that she was eating, and I don't want her to slink away to hide somewhere on the ship before we figure out what role she's played in all this.
Will do.
I'm gonna come in here.
All right. Goshnock just sort of looks up for a second and goes, "What are you?"
Before I get into this, we've had a couple rounds down here. I don't know if anybody else wanted to do anything.
Sure.
I just wanted to know if this is about time for Bungo to make a new friend.
With
Sounds
whom?
like a no.
With whom, Bungo?
The cook. Asking the group.
I mean, that's up to you if you're going down there.
I'm asking the group, as I want
I
to know
mean,
if that's
out
the
of
next-
character, I'm not super worried if a cook is pissed off at you. He's not a fucking minister.
And right now, you're just asking Alarak and Lina.
Right now, I'm just following Alrand over his shoulder, like, yeah, okay. So, that's you guys want. Let's see where Sizzler goes.
All right. Lina, are you doing anything?
She is away from the computer right
True. Okay, so Sizzler, it seems like it's your. If Alden's not doing anything, Bungo's following Alden.
Your move.
I mean, I'm curing the
Okay.
sickness.
All right, Sizzler, back to you.
All right, Goshnock. Ivaris tells me you're not spilling the beans. What's going on with this poisoning situation here?
He's like, I didn't make beans. How could I spell them?
Did you poison people with beans?
He said, I didn't even make beans. How could I have poisoned people with beans?
All right, well, I'm gonna poke around this this kitchen, and you just tell me when I find the poison, okay?
All right, you're getting colder. Getting colder.
I will roll my investigation.
Sure. Yeah, you don't find anything either. You're poking around. It seems like Goshnock and Alden had cleaned up, and Goshnock's like, you know what? I honestly don't even get why you guys are coming after me. I mean, did you? No one got poisoned before Alden got here. Are you interrogating him similarly?
If I would have heard that, that would have wounded me deep.
You would not have heard that. I mean, but the caveat will go. Goshnock will be. I mean, he seemed like a good guy, but I've only known him for a day.
Well, listen, Ivaris seems to think that you've got something that you're hiding and not sharing with us, and his instincts are typically not wrong in these situations. And I'll grab, I don't know, a loaf of bread or something.
Okay. Yeah, it's a long, like baguette style loaf of bread.
Sure.
It's super crusty, so it's like it counts as a club.
Yeah, if you hit him with it, it's gonna crack over him and it's gonna sting.
I'll pull out a vial of acid and I'll pour a couple drops on the bread.
Okay.
Say it would be real troublesome if I had to resort to certain methods to get the answers that I'm looking for.
He's like, I don't. Okay. He seems like he's getting nervous that you're gonna try to injure him. But he's also he's like inching back a little bit on his seat.
He's going for a ladle.
Yeah, he starts to like shift away from you.
Hey, where are you going? Don't move.
He's like, I don't feel comfortable, and if you're threatening me, I'm not just gonna stand here and let you just do whatever you want. That baguette looks hard. That's been sitting in here for a couple days. Have you ever been hit by a stale baguette?
Listen, this is your last chance. If you don't give me something, you gotta tell me what you're hiding.
He said, one time, my old boss, Orkton Ramsey, spanked me with one of those. It stung. I'm not gonna be there that again. I'm not gonna like put up with that again. And he like gets off the chair and puts the chair like as he stands up, he puts like the chair between you and him.
Okay. So you gonna put that chair down, or are we just gonna stand here like this?
He doesn't have the chair picked up. He just like stood up and scooted the chair between the two of you. He's got his hand on the back of it, but he's like just trying to create a little bit of distance, it looks like.
Oh, I'll take a step forward.
Okay, so he takes a step back and he like puts his other hand on the chair and slides the chair back with him.
Okay, I'll do this a couple times.
Okay, he picks the chair up and he like holds it between the two of you like a lion tamer.
That's not how you hold a lion tamer.
No, he's like a lion tamer holding a chair.
That's not how you do a lion tamer.
Okay.
All right, Gashnak, I'm sorry. I warned you, and I'll chuck the acid at him.
All right, make the roll. Okay, let's see what you can do, Gashnak. Yep, Gashnak dodges the poison. And he, like, opens the door and runs out. And he starts screaming, "Ah! Ah! That weird bird thing's trying to kill me!"
Ivaris, catch him.
Can I intercept and try to grapple?
Yeah, sure.
Probably not.
Nope. Yep. Gashnak slips out of your grasp and runs up the stairs. So he's on deck 5.
Catch Gashnak.
Quickly, this way. This way. And I run up the stairs to deck 2.
Yeah, Gashnak follows you. He's like, help me! Help me! That weird bird is trying to kill me!
And he said, here.
How handled is the whole sickness thing?
Roll a persuasion, Bungo. You can do it with advantage because he's freaked out.
Don't need it.
Sure, you don't even need it. Okay, yeah, sure. So he's on board.
Quickly, let's here, and I tie the ropes that I've been using to carve in my advertisement.
He looks you right in the eyes before he lets you do that, and he said, "You promise? You promise not to hurt me?"
And I grab the rope and I jump over the side with him.
Okay.
Just to show him that I'm serious.
All right. Yeah, so he'll follow.
Right. While we're here, I gently touch his shoulder.
You and the friend spell. Okay. All right.
And
sure.
Panting. Say, listen. don't tell anyone, but I poisoned the captain. He was cruel, mean. He wasn't nice to his workers, and that's not something I can stand.
His eyes are like so wide right now, and he's like shaking.
But if you did anything, like if you tried to do the same, you gotta tell me, because I could probably get rid of the evidence.
Roll deception. Roll deception.
Sure.
With advantage, obviously. Okay, sure. He's buying it.
But you gotta tell me where it is so I can get rid of it.
All right, roll a persuasion with advantage.
I just deceived him. That was the whole point.
Right, to lie, and now you want him to. Now you want him
putting
to
up hurdles.
Come on, you're gonna hit it. It's fine. You have advantage.
I'm not.
Double one.
Okay, no. So
That's
he's fine. Yeah, that's fine. That's great. See, you're fine. The DC was super low. If you like crit failed twice, and it was gonna be problematic for you. Okay, yeah. So he's like, all right, well, I mean, I might have done something.
I think between
Where the hell did they go?
Our efforts, we kind of may have overdone it.
Said,
so what did you do?
He said, I put some tranquilizer in the dinner.
Yeah. Figure. What'd you do with the vial?
It's actually still. I left it in the kitchen. I hid it behind some spices. I mean, that's where we kept it anyway, so it didn't seem out of place.
Yeah. So, I have a great hiding place once everyone. But why don't I go back up and try to hide the evidence, and I'll let you know when I'll give you the green light when it's okay.
All right. So you promise you'll protect me, right?
You can count on me.
All right, Bungo. I'm gonna trust you. I'll hold you to that.
Okay. So I flip back up.
Okay.
And I say, I'm just gonna give you a little bit more slack, and I lower him past my mural.
Okay.
Because when he gets pissed, I don't want him messing it up.
All right. All right.
And then I go back in.
Bungo, did
And
you
then where's what was it? The road driver, the slave driver, whoever the orky person
Elrac.
is. Elrac, yeah, Elrac.
She's in 3 with the captain still, probably.
And I let her know, whatever, what the cook had told me.
And she, Howrax seems like stunned. Roll a persuasion for Howrax too. You're not gonna have advantage on this one. Oof. Yeah, she seems not to trust you. She said, "Look, we didn't really have any problems before you guys got on the ship. Now you're telling me that Gashnok convinced you that he poisoned everyone? Why wouldn't he just poison us before you guys got here?"
Hey, adding more suspects to the list, But you're right. You don't have to take my word for it. Let's go into the kitchen, and if it's there, then we know it's the truth.
She says,
"I'm not asking you to trust me."
She says, "Have you interrogated Alden?"
Yes, I have.
And what did he say?
He's suspicious as well. Why don't we follow this lead first, And if that doesn't work out, we can follow the next one. I'm not a fan of Elrond over there as well.
She says, "Look, I am not going to leave Rag's side. So you keep doing your investigating. You come up with a result that is reasonable, then I'll consider it. But I'm not just going to go chasing you around the ship with people I don't trust when everyone's poison."
Okay. There's a whole bunch of confusing things in there. You want us to finish the investigation. You say you don't trust me.
Correct.
You won't leave this area. So when I do bring the vial to you, how will you know that I just didn't? You're not going to make up a story somehow how you don't trust it.
How am I going to know anything, Bungo? What am I supposed to? Am I going to drink the vial to find out that there's poison in there? I don't even understand what you're asking me right now.
I'm asking you to go to the kitchen because I haven't told anyone. See if, then not trust me, but trust the information that came from the cook. If that vial of tranquilizer / poison is there, then we know he's obviously telling the truth. And if not, then I'm lying.
Bungo.
It's as simple as that.
Bungo, we keep tranquilizer on the ship.
Why?
Because we often carry animals. I mean, we indeed have animals on the ship right now.
And so what would happen if we were to put tranquilizer in food?
Depending on the quantity, people would get sick.
Uh-huh.
I still don't see how that implicates Gashnach and not Alden.
He's the one that told me.
Right. I don't believe that he told you that.
Well, then why were you asking us to do any investigation in the first place? Seems like you need to kind of make up your mind there.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like one of those things where you fail your persuasion almost, and then you want to still try to persuade me with your actual work. It's just a strange.
I'm not really trying to persuade you. I'm just presenting you facts. I'm not trying to say.
I see. Well, I don't believe your facts.
Persuasions are.
Next time you see Ivaris, tell him to come in. Next time you see Ivaris, tell him to come in here, and I have a better rapport with him.
Sure. So I leave. Is it a woman?
Who?
That orc is impossible. And
Halrax,
I tell Ivaris everything, the whole story about how I got the information, what I did, yada yada, where Halrax is, and Golrax, all the orcs and Raxes and stuff are.
Okay.
And then I go up to Elrond and I give him I'm watching you, and then I'm just gonna retreat up to the crow's nest and be done with it. I did my part.
All right. Okay.
Unless someone else wants to do anything, I'll go in and talk to Halrax.
All right. Halrax says, Ivaris, what did you find out? That weird Bungo person just came in here and tried to talk all kinds of craziness.
Well, I talked to Gashnach earlier, and he seemed very suspicious when I mentioned that the food had been poisoned. He got very nervous and almost immediately started cleaning up faster. So came back. I armored myself because I figured if things were going to get messy, I'd rather not be unarmed for it. Went back and talked to him, and he was very obstinate. Wouldn't tell me any information. Fizzler spoke with him for a bit, and then he came running out. I tried to grab him. He got past, and that's when Bungo spoke with him. Bungo's a bit of a blustery sort, but I've never known him to tell an outright falsehood.
I mean, he told me he's slain a dragon with his bare hands one time.
Okay, I hadn't heard that story.
The crew has been.
No,
I mean, clearly,
no.
the crew has been. I've heard some pretty
Bungo
crazy
has
stories.
Never said that.
I've heard some
That's
pretty
not
crazy
fair.
stories from the
You're
crew about
inventing.
what this
She
small,
needs to roll a deception.
what this. I've heard some pretty. All right,
telephone going on.
Let me rephrase. I've heard the crew tell some pretty tall tales about that small boy.
That's fair.
I've seen him fight. He's good in a scrap. He'll
Okay,
surprise you.
I doubt the tales about him are true. I don't know. Ivaris, what do you want me to do? You're coming to me with, like, I heard and he got nervous. I mean, how does that really help me?
Go look. See if the tranquilizers are there. How would Alden have known about them? He only started cooking on the ship about the same time we showed up.
I don't know.
How would he have even known about the tranquilizer?
We don't exactly hide it. I mean, it's just sort of out and about. Why would he might have
If
seen
nobody
it?
hides it, then nobody would talk about it either. It would have never come up. It would just be the crew that knows. And Gashnak was acting very suspicious when I told him that we had determined that the crew had been poisoned.
All right, roll a persuasion. Oof, you guys. Okay, so she's not like totally off put with your idea, but she's like, look, Ivaris, I'm gonna need a little more than that. I'm gonna level with you. I'm really I'm worried about Rag, and I'm just really working to try to nurse him back to health to the best of my ability. I'm gonna need a little bit more. I mean, I am the acting captain while he's incapacitated, and I can't throw Gashnak to the off the ship basically based on that alone.
Do we know why anybody would want to poison Rag?
He's off the ship currently.
I have no idea. I have no idea. I honestly, I have no idea. Seriously, all this crazy stuff started happening when you guys came here.
Well, what better person to pin it on than some fresh faces? But really, we have no dog in this fight of internal politics on this ship. We came on this ship to get to Curitiba for a job. We're on business. We're not here for our own reason. We're just passing through. Why would we care?
She says, Ivaris, that's I don't know how you want me to answer that question.
Just think about it.
She says, all right, amongst the other million things I have to think about, I'll certainly add that to the list. Thank you.
Million? Seems like more like 5 or 6 million.
Okay, so what do you do now? What is everyone doing now? It seems like everyone is sort of stabilized. Gashnak, everyone knows where Gashnak is. What is everyone going to do? The night is sort of waning on. It's probably well into the evening hours, if not early morning at this point.
I'm leaving Gashnak over the side of the boat, unless he can
Okay.
kill himself.
Yeah, he at least for now feels relatively safe, or he did until the friend spell wore off, and now he's pissed at you, Bungo.
Join the club.
I'll ask around if anybody knows where Gashnak sleeps.
Gashnak doesn't have a dedicated room. He grabs one of the hammocks in deck 9 on the lower deck, area 9 on the lower deck. Usually just posts up around there.
Does he have a footlocker?
He does have a footlocker. Everyone has a footlocker.
I would like to go to Gashnak's footlocker. I'll ask around about which one is.
Sure.
Is it locked?
All footlockers are locked.
Sizzler, do you still have that crowbar that the general store owner gave?
He gave that to me.
I don't have a crowbar, but if you're looking to do some breaking and entering, I'd certainly have some thieves' tools I can use.
Well, I don't really want to enter the footlocker, but yeah, we do want it open.
Take a crack at it. I haven't had much luck with these today, but gotta change sometime, right?
Maybe.
All right, so the Gashnak's footlocker, the footlocker you've been directed to when people just like point in the direction. pops open. You hear a click. You hear a click, Sizzler.
Open it.
All right. It has sort of a variety of things in it. It has some clothes. It has a pillowcase. It has just some small trinkets. Again, similar, some daggers, similar to what you had found around. And you don't roll an investigation. See if you can do, or one of you can do it with advantage, or you can both do. Yeah, sure. Yeah, so you basically just find like miscellaneous living items.
Living items.
Yeah, like just clothes and some daggers and nothing of
not
note.
Things that are alive.
Correct.
No large quantities of money.
Yeah, I can see how that would be. Yeah, miscellaneous living items in there. There's a dagger that sings. There's a
An
shirt
animated
that
chair.
dances. Yeah, exactly. It's like Beauty and the Beast all over again, but inside of. No, yeah, just stuff. I mean, just like general, stuff. And nothing, no large quantities of money. In fact, there's no money.
Nothing shiny.
Nope, nothing shiny. Other than the daggers, which look fairly unused.
Oh, what a bust! The one thing I can open, nothing in it.
I think we're still missing something. Why would Gashnok want to poison Kuru?
I'm telling you, it has something to do with that Malira chick in there.
You think?
I think she's super shady, and she slammed the door in my face.
Everyone roll a perception, except for Bungo. All right. So Lina, Alden, and Bungo, you feel the ship like sway a little bit.
Can I look over the crows?
Yep.
And see who's at the wheel?
Yep.
The helm?
Yeah, no, so sorry. I said this last time, but it's worth reminding. So at night, when no one's rowing, the sails are down and the anchor is down. So typically that happens like around dinner time. Like they put the anchor down because no one's like manning the boat anymore. So it's not like really moving anywhere other than just like, sort of just floating around in the position that they put the anchor down in.
Is there any particular thing in the water that's like swaying us? Is it a large wave? Is it an animal?
Nope, you don't see any. The ocean is fairly still, actually.
So there's no indication as to what's causing
it. No, you don't. You do not see. It does not look to you, and you have the best position on this. It does not look to you as if. You can't see like what would have caused this.
So there's no like shadow in the water. There's nothing peculiar. Like there's nothing.
No.
Okay.
Not that you see. But it was a noticeable sway. Okay, so what does everyone want to do for the remainder of the...
Oops. You said everybody was decently stabilized, right?
Yep, and it's like pressing into morning now, and people. I mean, everything seems to be sort of winding down. People who are ill are working their way to the like where they generally sleep, and just trying to like carry on a little bit. I don't know that everyone is aware that there have been poisoned, that people were poisoned. I don't know how like quiet or loud you guys are being in your discussions, but I don't know that it's general knowledge that it was poison and not just a shitty meal cooked by Alden and Goshnok. The crew has had similar experiences with just getting sick before from the food, and so I don't know that there's a massive. They have the perception to differentiate between the two. But certainly some people are like, this is this is a significantly worse sickness, obviously, than when they were just food poisoned. But I don't know that they don't have like medicine skills or anything. They're like sailor pirates, so I think that they just know that they feel really shitty.
Did I notice what side the sway came from? Like,
sure. So it didn't seem like it came from a side. It sort of felt like it came from under you.
Lina is going to go to the side of the boat. Hold on, I guess I should move her. And then she's gonna look over and cast a light down into the water.
Okay.
To see if it'll illuminate anything.
Sure. I don't think you see anything when you cast light into the water. I mean,
you
go
have
ahead.
to touch an object.
Yeah, sure. She picks up a vomited up chunk of crawfish and then casts light on it and drops it over
there
the
you
top.
go.
There you go. That'll work.
Sure, yeah.
Gross.
Yes. So, yeah, 1, gross. 2, yeah, you drop it into the water and it floats down to the water and gets eaten by a fish, not a unreasonably large fish, nothing that you would imagine could impact the boat in any significant fashion, or any fashion at all, to be quite frank. Just a sort of a normal size fish. But as it sinks down, I mean, you get a good look into the water on that side of the boat while it's floating down for, I don't know, 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, something like that. You don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Spooky.
Fish glowing?
No, the fish isn't glowing. After she eats it, the light cuts off.
Did anyone else feel that? That was spooky.
Felt like it came from underneath.
Yeah, I don't see anything though.
I'm gonna peer over the other
Roberto
side.
licked a goddamn hole in the bottom of the boat.
What are you saying about Roberto?
He licked a goddamn hole in the bottom of the boat. That's what it was.
Licked a hole in the boat?
Yeah, because you never told him to stop.
I didn't tell him to lick a hole in anything.
He's searching for more shit to eat.
How many licks does it take?
Once the action is done, though, like he can't complete anymore, doesn't he?
Roll a 1d 10,000. That's how many licks it takes.
I mean,
There
it's
you
not
go.
that many. He's got a tongue like
No.
sandpaper.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, he's been doing it all. He's been doing it all day too. He's probably gotten those amount of looks down pat.
I'm just gonna look on the other side of the boat really quick and just see if I see anything down there. Any sort of shadowy, shady things coming out of the. Probably ain't gonna do anything, but I figured to check.
Sure. All right. So sorry. What are you checking specifically? The other side?
Just the other side.
Yeah. No. Similarly to what Lina saw, without the advantage of the light spell, but nonetheless, similar to what Lina saw, you don't quite see anything that is out of the ordinary.
All right. I'm gonna go down a deck.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. Did you two feel that?
No. Feel
Oh,
what?
nothing.
Well, you're a robot, so I understand that.
I look offended.
But there was a weird rocking that came, a swing that came from underneath, just sort of downward. It was very strange.
Did
We
the
couldn't
ship
see
hit
any.
to starboard first or to port?
It just felt like it was straight down, just straight underneath. We tried to look, and Lina used a light spell to see if we could see underneath, and it didn't seem like there was anything there. Maybe it's coming from the. I'm gonna go down another deck.
I'm gonna go up to the main deck and then lean over and look and see if Gashnak is still hanging off of that.
Would you know that Gashnak is there somehow?
Yeah, Bungo told me.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, Gashnak's still there. But you see him like trying to climb up the ladder, like up the rope.
Yeah, I'll go stand up at the top and just wait.
All right, he's struggling, so it's unclear whether he's going to be able to make it up on his own power or not. Bungo put him pretty far down there.
I want to see if there's anything weird going on in the bottom deck.
Okay.
Just investigate, I guess.
Sure. Yeah, you don't seem to see anything strange about that room that you're in. I mean, it's just a room that's filled with the goods that are on the ship. I can read the description of that room again. Let's see. Cargo hold. 2 sets of stairs lead down into this hold from the main deck, while a set of double doors allows bulkier goods to be transported through the hatch in the deck along the gangway. All manner of mundane trade goods stuff this chamber, including cloth, flour, dried fruit, horse feed, pickled beef, salt, and exotic spices. There are over 500 pounds of goods within this hold, with a total. There's over 500 pounds of goods in the hold.
All right. Can I get into door 13?
Yep, it's not locked.
I'm going to investigate this room.
Sure.
Ooh, rough.
You barely even noticed that you walked into a new room.
This is a very large room. All right. I'm going to go into 12.
Sure.
Say hello to Frogulon and pet him.
Had you been in this room before?
No.
Okay.
The horse is gone.
Yeah, Roberto is alone in the room.
Hello, Frogulon. Did you eat? Well, were there horses in here?
Doesn't say anything.
Okay.
He's looking at you like he heard you.
I'm going to investigate this room. Hey.
Yeah, you notice that there are clear and obvious signs that horses used to inhabit this room.
But nothing else suspicious?
There are no horseshoe movement, no indentations in the hay or anything like that would indicate that the horses somehow ran away or walked away or left the room through the door.
I'm just going to slowly back out of that room. And then I'm going to go back up. I say, I go up to Sizzler and I say, I think your frog robo down there might have ate some horse.
Ooh. Horse tastes like.
Okay, bye.
Well, before you run off, I'll say, well, I'll go check and see what he's doing. I don't think I told him to eat any horses, but let me go check. But you keep an eye on that room over there. Don't let Malira get out and go around the ship. All right?
Okay.
We'll go check.
You know what? I'm gonna go check on that room since I haven't talked to Malira in a while.
All right. So you knock on the door.
Yeah.
Malira does not open the door. She says, but you hear her say through the door, "Who is it?"
It's me, Alden.
Oh, God. You hear her, like, mumble under her breath. And she, like, opens the door a crack, but, like, just a crack. She says, hey, Alden.
How's your trip been going so far, Malira?
It's obviously not great. I mean, I have to deal with all these orcs, and then, you know, I don't know, some weird, like, bird thing, mechanical bird thing is, like, accusing me of poisoning people. I mean, I haven't even left my room.
Well, the ship's been poisoned, as he might have told you. I also don't understand what that thing is, but he seems okay.
I mean, he seems pretty crappy to me. He just came in here accusing me of poisoning people when, like,
Oh, that's not cool.
I mean, I literally basically have been in my room the whole time.
I see. So you've just been sticking to yourself, huh?
Yeah, I do not want to spend time around these orcs.
You didn't hear any commotion last night? There was a lot of hubbub around.
It's weird. You were sleeping right across the hall from me. Did you hear any commotion last night?
Well, I meant, tonight. There's been a lot going on.
I mean, I heard some commotion, not specifically last night, but I've generally heard some commotion. Like I said, commotion and orcs are usually mean bad things.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. So, but you didn't hear anything, suspicious. You haven't been. Well, I guess you've just been in your room, so you wouldn't have seen anything.
Yep, I've seen the inside of my room.
I want to do what would that inside?
Yeah, to see if she's telling the truth or seems nervous. Yeah,
Ah,
inside.
shit.
I mean, you know, as far as you can tell, she's telling you the truth.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say, hopefully the trip will be over. Soon. We've been out here a couple days. Just stay strong until then.
She says, "Yep, I'm trying."
All right. Well, I'll just let you be, and then I'll walk back. I'll just stay here, and then make sure she doesn't go anywhere per the Robo Penguin's request.
All right. Anyone else have anything they want to do, or are people going to bed? I mean, how's the remainder of this night going to work?
I think he prefers Mr. Crobato.
Oh, Mr. Crobato, got it.
Ooh, rough.
Bungo is sleeping.
All right, Bungo's sleeping in the crow's nest.
Bungo,
Lina,
Bungo.
what are you doing?
I was gonna look for more stuff in the water, but that got ruled out, so she's just gonna go to bed.
Okay, Lina's going to bed. Oisin is still in bed. He's awake, but he's, I mean, he's not dead, so that's good. Ivaris, what are you gonna do? Goshnak is still sort of struggling to free himself from Bungo's contraption.
Yeah, I mean, I'll hang out up here for a bit and just keep an eye on him for like another hour or so till he wears himself out.
Yeah, it seems like he has worn himself out. I mean, he's not the most athletic half-orc. He's like the one they stuck in the kitchen to cook. I mean, for good reason. He doesn't have like the body of a rower, or just a general like sailor type character. So he seems like he's it's going to be a bit of a struggle for him.
He's no sizzler.
Yeah,
Right.
I'll pull him up now that I think he's kind of exhausted himself.
Sure. All right. So with your aid, he sort of pops up. He's like, "Where's that Bungo?"
Don't know. What's going on though?
I don't know. Bungo said
Come on.
Come on, what?
You know something about what's going on the ship.
Yeah, I know that Bungo's creepy, and Alden is also creepy.
Whoa.
No, I don't know about that, but you know something about the poisoning. You should just tell me what you know rather than making us creep you out of the information.
Or what? He starts to walk away.
Does he still have the ropes on him? Because I didn't help him untie himself.
He's as he's talking to you, he's like trying to untie the ropes that are on him.
Well,
I mean, I want a dex check. I'm not at that bad boy.
Okay.
10. Whatever low. Just a knot.
So he's trying to untie it, and as he's walking away, he's trying to untie it, and it's like one of those toddlers on like a leash where like it's totally taut, and he's just trying to untie it, and he just can't. He just keeps trying to walk away as he's untying it. It's just like totally stuck. Yeah, he's just like walking in the same spot over and over.
Look, gosh knock, I pulled you back up over the edge because I don't know what kind of large sea beasts there are out there, but hanging over the edge of the boat like a delicious appetizer is perhaps not the best place to be.
He says, "I'm a sailor. I'm not scared. Put me back over then if you're just gonna do it that way." He's still trying to like fumble with Bungo's knot poorly.
Look, if someone puts you up to it, just let us know who.
I don't have anything else to say to you. He just quietly starts fumbling.
I'll just stand and watch.
Yep. He's going to be at it for a while with a natty 1.
That's fine.
All right. So, Alden, Sizzler, what are you guys doing?
Sizzler's going to check up on Roberto. I'll pop into the room. Hey, buddy. How's it going? Roberto will perk up, look at me, sort of like a puppy would look at his master.
Okay.
And I'll ask him, hey, I noticed there are no horses in here, but pretty good job on the poop. You got it all. But did you eat the horses, buddy? And Roberto will sense that he probably should not have done that by Sizzler's tone, and kind of looks down a little bit, like he's a little bit ashamed, and nods his head yes. Oh, well, I sure hope no one's gonna miss them, but maybe you should wait until I tell you to eat something before you eat it next time, huh, bud? And Roberto will shamefully nod his head yes. All right, well, let's get some shut-eye. This has been a long, weird day, so I'll hop on top of him and go into my sleeping sentry mode.
Okay. Alden?
How many people are around me on this?
A bunch, because that's exactly where the crew sets up their hammocks.
And they're all still kind of, I mean, I know they're like stabilized and stuff, but I'm sure they're all kind of like sick-ish still.
Yeah. We'll say that the people who were passed out, like some of them didn't even make it to their hammocks. They're literally just laying on the ground. And, so there's some on the hammocks, some on the ground, but like they're all like groaning and grumbling a little bit as they're like trying to sleep the best that they can under the circumstances.
I'm just gonna pull an all-nighter and help out whoever needs. Maybe bring him some water.
All right, so you'll have
as best I can.
If you don't sleep tonight, you're gonna have a fatigue counter. We can resolve that for next week.
Okay.
Ivaris, what are you gonna do?
Eventually, Kashnak's probably going to get himself out of that knot, and once he does, if he seems settled down and not aggressive, then I'll go meditate.
All right, let's see. So I will roll. What do you think is fair, Craig, to get out of the thing? How many minutes? What should I roll? Like a 1d6?
I mean, I think he's probably going to get out of it once he calms down. The one was just hilarious.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll say that it takes him maybe 10 or 15 minutes to figure
It's
it
not
all
like
out.
I put him in like a manacle or something.
Sure. Yeah. All right. So Ivaris, it takes him like 10 or 15 minutes, and he gets out of the thing and starts to walk away.
All right. I'll run down to the kitchen and grab the tranquilizer bottle real quick. I'll go look for the spices and see if I can find them and grab the tranquilizer.
All right, so we'll say it doesn't take much effort. You find the tranquilizer amongst spices, sort of as Bungo described. It's just fairly out in the open after you know where it is.
Oh, it's like mostly gone.
Yeah, say the bottle's like half empty.
All right, well, I'll pocket that.
All right. Then what?
If he's tired and goes to bed, then I'll
he goes
meditate.
to 9. He goes to 9. He starts setting up his hammock and.
Yeah, I'll meditate in the kitchen.
Okay. All right. So I think that's probably where we'll end it for this week. Before we start a new day. But everyone is sort of settled in except for Alden, who's going to stand watch on Area 9 for the evening. Alden, you see Gashnok get down and set up his hammock and pop in.
Is he still tied up?
No, he's not tied up. He got out of the ropes.
Can I approach him?
Sure. As he's setting up his hammock?
I said, Gashnok, good friend, what happened?
He scowls at you. Keeps setting up his hammock.
Well, I didn't expect that reaction. I'm gonna try to prod him some more and say, "What's wrong, friend?"
He just he pushes your hand away. He's like, "Just leave me alone."
Well, if that's what you wish, then I guess I'll go back and tend to the needy.
He doesn't answer.
He did get accused, acid thrown at him, chased through the boat, left overboard, and tied up being frustrated for like 15 minutes. He's had a bad night.
I don't know like any of that.
He spent 2 days helping this guy cook.
That doesn't mean I have telepathy with him. I'm pretty sure I saw like none of that.
Oh, that's what I mean. Like, you would reasonably expect for him to reply to you.
Yeah,
exactly.
And he would reasonably not want to deal with any of you.
And
he would reasonably not want to deal with any of you assholes.
I didn't do anything wrong to him. I'm just saying.
He just doesn't want to deal with anyone. I don't think that you get the picture that he's like singling you out. Yeah, he just is like, just leave me alone.
Well, that does it for me then.
All right, so that's going to resolve the day. Lina's asleep. Oisin's asleep. Ivaris is meditating for 4 hours. Sizzler's doing his evening routine and a sentry routine. And Alden's going to stay up all night watching the doorway or anything else.
Oh, wait, hold on.
I'm tending to the sick.
Yeah, tending to the sick.
Did we do another day? And if so, I drank a potion.
No, there has not been another day yet. Everyone's tucking in now.
Okay.
Okay.
Though it'd be nice if these days happened quicker.
Yeah, I did not. I really just out of OOC. I did not expect these days to take so freaking long. Maybe we'll speed some of this stuff up for the next couple of days. But you guys are doing decently with your investigation. Yay!
Huzzah!
Maybe if you didn't fail some of these fairly critical rolls, things would be going a little faster. Anyway, okay, cool. So we'll set up for next week, and I'll try to see if we can set it up so that things move a little.
It's fine. I can't wait for everybody to wake up and think I'm some sort of murderer.
Yeah, I know. I'm really excited for that. I'm really excited for them to find out you're the murderer too. Oh no! Did I just spoil it?
You were supposed to say that.
Oh, did I just spoil it? All right, cool, everyone. All right, have a nice night.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Night.